1 edition, live from the Hard Rock Casino Rockford edition of Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free, and all-customizable ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I am Jason Wilde, normally in Green Bay, but I am in Rockford, Illinois, at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford, and so are Jesse Nelson, who is replaced in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios by Hunter Vaughn. Hunter, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great.
Ooh, listen to that. He sounds like the voice of God in here. That's amazing.
That's big.
And I will disclose his location because he's 2 seats down from me. He's the Packers Hall of Famer. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Jesse, I'm always curious. You're not producing the show today.
Uh-huh.
There's not food.
Well, there is
I think
food.
there will be food.
Yeah,
Is that why you came?
I'm told there will be food. Yeah.
Put it on my tab. I get 50%
You
off.
tell us all the time when you're telling us about Hard Rock Casino Rockford, all the great food. Like, even if I am paying for it today, I'm coming for food.
I know. It's free food, though. And
That's
that
true.
brings you to the party. So
Well, I didn't want to pass up a free ride from you this morning either.
who said it was free?
Nobody rides for free.
Oh.
I did not see you guys on the highway like the last time I
Yeah.
was down here. I was kind of disappointed.
Well, I don't know. That I don't know. It's probably because we were driving faster than 40 miles an hour. You wouldn't be able to see us. We actually made it in less than an hour.
Less than an hour?
From
Truth in advertising.
From
Yeah.
Zimbrick Chevy in Sun Prairie. I picked Jesse up. There's a good chance the team over at Zimbrick's going to sell his car because he parked it in the lot. So what would have been really funny is if somebody had thrown a sticker on it. I don't know what your car's worth, but that would have been funny.
I just bought it in September, so I'd appreciate not selling it.
I'm going to call
without my
Dakota
permission
and
today.
the great team over at Zimbrick, and we'll see if we can't. If it would be April 1, that would be
pretty
really
good.
funny. But this way, if we actually ended up selling it, would even be that much better.
Last time you guys
That's not a parking ride.
It's not.
It's not a
no.
parking
No,
ride.
no. Private business.
The last time you guys were together at Zimbrick, didn't somebody bring you pizza?
No, that was a couple of times.
No,
that was a
couple of
while
times
ago?
ago.
Okay.
We did have a big studio audience when we were at Zimbrick in, what was that, September,
Yeah, that was a
October
great
last?
crowd.
That
Yeah,
was a
we
fun
had
day.
That was fun.
They're a little,
But this, you guys
appreciation.
just
So we
met
made it.
there.
And there are a couple of hiccups, but for the most part, Jesse can critique my driving like I critique his. I'm not sure, other than when I was doing my hit with Vinny and the boys from WTMJ, and I think I could tell he thought he got whiplash of some sort. In one of the little junction points. Otherwise, I don't know how critical you could be. I got you here safe and sound. And in a
faster
quick way.
to accelerate and more abrupt stopping than my traditional
That's
driving.
probably fair.
So I think that
Okay.
would be my critique of our first travel with you at the wheel.
Okay.
If you don't mind me asking, generally speaking, Jesse does chauffeur you. There's been some discussion of whether you sit in the back seat or in the passenger seat.
I wanted to sit in the back so bad when he picked me up today, and
Why
I almost did.
Yeah, you should have.
Why did you take the driving responsibilities for this?
Because
trip?
Jesse has driven a bunch, and the problem is I'm going to go when I'm going to go. And
Yes.
so
and did you stop? Was my other question.
there's definitely no stop. There was no sanctioned stops, and there won't be on the way back. Jesse can, if he has to use the restroom,
Go before we leave.
there'll be there not going to be a ton of options for him. So
Great.
So I got an alert from the Wilde Tausch Twitter account that you had posted. Yeah, I love it when you retweet from the Wilde Tausch account your
Myself,
tweets.
yeah.
I always enjoy that. That's good that you're giving self-promotion.
The world needs to know certain things.
But there was a video of you at Zimbrick
yes.
awaiting the arrival of your not
Yeah,
Pooper, not Schluber.
I got there at the allotted time that we set, and I'm sitting there, and then he calls me, and he's like, "Where are you?" And I didn't think he was going to park like next to the Silverados and the Tahoes that are being sold. He literally parked in the where you sell cars. There's spots. Obviously, you don't want to take the spots where people are coming to get their oil changed and whatnot. But I thought he'd park in front
You would think.
I ended up driving a quarter mile to the back parking lot where, I really do hope somebody comes in and buys your car.
It's an open business. People are going there for the great service team that you tell people about, the oil changes and the maintenance.
Right, but there's a clear parking area.
No, he went in the far back,
dealership.
and he parked next to cars that are for sale.
I didn't want to park
So
where
there's
people
no
are going to be there that are
stickers.
buying cars today.
Yeah, you didn't have to go that far to the back, but he ended up basically parking in a separate parking lot
in the
outside
used
of
car
it.
lot where there's a better chance of this car being
I wanted
sold.
it to blend in. I didn't want it to seem like it was available. And
Would
now,
it be bad if I called the boys at
No.
Zimbrick and
Yes.
had them,
No, do it.
No, not sell it. Just have them tow it. Tow your car.
that
Oh,
would
sell it.
that'd
that
be a
would
lot
be worse?
That would be less profitable for me. Yeah, like at least if they're selling it, like
All right,
someone's
we'll
getting
assume
something out
nothing
of
will
it.
happen, but I'm going to say this. I'm dropping you off in the front, and I'm not going to – I don't know what's going to happen.
If they tow my car, I'm going to need you to drive me more places than you already have today. So that's going to be on you.
I wouldn't count on that, but okay. We'll figure that out. We'll get it figured out.
Let's
Anyways, it was as I always tell you when we're reading, when I'm telling you about Hard Rock Casino Rockford, 60 minutes. It was less than that. It was smooth sailing. I have one of my buddies who is a big golf fan. We got, we're obviously going to go dabble during the breaks here, look at some Brewers stuff, look at some Packers opportunities. We dabbled last year. We're going to be back in a month. So I don't think I'm going to wait until probably the draft, post-draft, to see where the Packers' numbers are, where MVP odds, where all that is. But this will be a Brewers and Masters day for me today.
Okay. Well, once we get the Kelly Blue Book value of Jesse's car, we'll talk more about wagers. But I would ask you this. You said you're going to wait until after the draft. Mm-hmm. Your reasoning is what?
It's closer to what the team is going to look like. Mm-hmm. You'll have an idea if there's some players that you think can add and contribute. You kind of get an idea of where the Packers think there may be a little bit weaker or where they felt like they got good value that could help their team win. So, if we weren't coming back in a month, I probably would do something today. But since we're going to be back here in May, it'll give me a little more insight. Maybe the schedule's out by then, and I could start piecing together like I did last year where I thought we would win all of our games but the game out in Denver. Yeah, so that's why.
May 12th, 13th, or 14th, it's looking like for the schedule coming out. So that'll be interesting to see. Because it's not who you play, it's when you play them, as you like to tell us. And I think that'll be
who's available for them to play.
Correct.
All of
exactly.
Those things.
I think there's some good value we can find today on a couple of
I didn't
wagers
tell you
for the
what
season.
you were going to do. I just said what I'm going to do.
We saw last year because we were here before and after.
Wait a minute. I thought you guys were a team when it came to
No, we will be with the Packers stuff. He did his Brewers on his own.
Oh,
I did,
okay.
So, yeah, we will, when we do our Packers props, we will look. Is that last year's?
Dave Henderson, more or
You gonna burn
less.
him?
So teamwork
It's
only
batsman.
teamwork only gets you so far.
Okay.
And so
God, we
I
had
do.
two that should have been printing.
We have a ceremonial burial for.
Those are the Packers ones.
These are three that did not pan out for us last year. So this
See
is
if
our
anybody's got a
official
cigarette
burial.
or a cigar. We could see if we can just light it up. Those things are toast.
But I saw they've got a brick pizza oven in there. I saw the flames.
I don't know if we want to put paper in with, where you're making your good pizza pies, but we could ask.
Jordan Love, most valuable player, regular season last
That was a
year.
flyer. That was a flyer, and I'm wondering if it's better odds this year, so we'll find that out.
It
was 25-1, I think.
2,500 plus 2,500 it was last year. So we'll check what the odds are on that today. This, we'll get back to that one.
And I also curious on the division because I believe the Lions were a little bit ahead of us last year around this time. This gives you an idea of where Las Vegas, Hard Rock Casino Rockford, odds makers, pundits, where they feel this team is in comparison to last year. Now, the difference, obviously, we didn't have Micah. There was no smell of Micah even being on our team. I would bet, even though, as we discussed yesterday, you have a lot less depth, you have 5 or 6 guys that walked out of that building with a ton of snaps that we have to replace with less draft picks, and doesn't seem like, I don't know, free agent-wise, I mean, that well has semi-dried up.
Got to find their Zach Bond.
So I'll be curious if these percentages are, because I think last year was 9.5. Correct? That we went more.
So a couple of different ones here that I have in my possession that we placed last year on June 18th.
Okay, so it was a little bit later.
We had the Green Bay Packers plus 260 to win the NFC North. And at the time, the Lions were the heavy favorites. And then, of course, the Micah Parsons trade adjusted expectations weeks before the season started. So we had good value there. And then, obviously, just the way it ended was the way it ended. And then lastly, Green Bay Packers regular season wins. This was the most painful one. Over 9.5.
I still
That's
know.
not a push.
I still don't know how that didn't come about.
9-3-1 with a lead in the third quarter at Denver with 5 games to go.
That's what happened.
It's
get
just
it done.
It's absolutely crazy that we couldn't win one of those games. I don't care who was hurt.
Should have gotten that Minnesota JV game. If only Clayton Tune had more opportunities. Is Riley Yauk old enough to be in here? Isn't there like a minimum age?
He was here. No, he was here last year when you ducked out before we had lunch. He stuck around and had lunch with Tausch.
Okay.
Now he got the firecracker shrimp or whatever it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's good lunch.
Well, we've got a bunch of fans that are here. Some earlier than others. I'm expecting others to trickle in closer to lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in the 55 and over crowd for that great bargain you get
Wednesday.
on
You
Wednesdays.
ain't going to beat the Wednesday at the Hard Rock, I can tell you that.
We will discuss more on the Packers. I am eager. Are you going to go straight to the sports book to check
I'm going to go check it out
right away?
Quick. Yeah,
Did you want to get a head start while Tausch is telling us about Pella?
Well, sure. Here, I'm going to just do this ceremonially.
I thought we were burning them.
Well, this is it.
Okay.
Goodbye. On to a new year. On to 2026. Going to find some
We're
value
on to
today.
Who would guess?
moving
I
forward.
felt so good about the wins. I didn't. The division I thought was a toss-up. And who would have guessed that the Detroit Lions had finished dead last? Would have made some good money had we done that. And if you made the good money and you need to do something with it, right now is the time. You've been putting off replacing your windows and doors. Now is the time. Because Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is offering 0% interest financing all the way until 2030. That's right, 0% interest all the way to 2030. And in Wisconsin, your home takes a beating year-round. The right windows and doors, they can improve comfort, boost energy efficiency, and upgrade your home's look. Pella's experts will help you find the perfect fit for your home within your budget. And with 0% interest until 2030, you can upgrade now and pay over time without paying a dime in interest. Don't wait. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
Live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford. More Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. All day, every day. The Cardless Talk and Text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Cardless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
Find it, buy it, ride it. Find it, buy it, ride it.
Find a bike, buy a bike, ride a bike at the nation's largest bike sale. I'm Amelia Kegel with Wheel and Sprocket, and our Bike Expo sale is back at the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds this weekend inside the Expo building. Electric bikes, road bikes, cargo bikes, mountain bikes, kid bikes, hybrid bikes, all on display and ready to ride. So whether you're seeking health and wellness, adventure and fun, or just a new hobby, the path to your new journey leads to the Bike Expo sale. And remember, all of our bikes come with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee, which means you can ride it for 30 days. And if you don't love it, we'll refund your money.
Find it, buy it, ride it. Find it, buy it, ride it.
Find a bike, buy a bike, ride a bike. Friday noon to 8, Saturday 10 to 8, and Sunday 11 to 5 inside the Expo Center. Visit BikeExpoSale.com for details. Admission is free.
Life is short. We'll see you at the Bike Expo.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in. especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait. Call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we believe in doing things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else when you can find the same trusted products you want and need at unbeatable farm and fleet prices? Right now, Rewards members get a free $10 Blaine's gift card with an $80 estate fertilizer purchase. 3-pound bags of estate grass seed, $9.99. Plus all Kurt trailer hitches and accessories, 15% off. Find value this spring so you can do your thing. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
An open house like no other, our Siding Unlimited and Outdoor Living Unlimited open house brings in product reps so you can see, touch, feel the product, and talk to the manufacturer reps directly from Pella, Sunrise, Marvin Windows and Doors, LP SmartSide, CertainTeed Roofing, TimberTech Decking, County Pavers, and Screen Rooms. Everything is here for your next project at one place, one time on Saturday, April 25th from 9 to 1 p.m. Details at sidingunlimited.com and outdoorlivingunlimited.com.
We have standards in Wisconsin. Cheese should squeak. Sports and tailgating go hand in hand with brats aplenty. And beef is a delicacy where each bite makes you close your eyes for a second. For 50 years, Bunzel's has been hand-selecting the finest beef, making homemade specialty sausages, and crafting award-winning jerky right here at home. Because Wisconsin is still cattle country, quality isn't optional. It's expected. And after 5 decades, Bunzel's still delivers. Stop in today at 90th and Burleigh or at bunzels.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford, where the fans continue to trickle in. Some have come from Kenosha,
I'll
others
tell you what, man,
more local.
I was just talking to our friends from Rockford, and they're obviously Packer fans. Great history. One of our buddies here has only missed one Packer playoff game. Said he should have missed the Michael Vick Saturday night debacle. That was the first loss.
You guys were pretty beat up for that game.
But this Bears rivalry, and this is you're talking the kind of the heat of it, where you're bordering. You know, it's kind of you're so close to Madison, and you're bordering. Bear fans are insufferable, man, and we've seen this through our chats and through all this, and they're emboldened. And for the first time in a long time, they have something to hold over the Green Bay Packers and their fans and the team and the organization. So that's why I really hope that we start the season against them. And you guys are giving me a lot of grief about Jordan Love not making this a big deal. We have to, as an organization, and I think as an entire deal, take a look at this rivalry in a different light than what we have. We've owned them. We had our quarterback, throwing belts, and because we did. What happened last season stings. And I just want to make sure everybody feels that and I'm sure, I don't know how highlighted it's going to be because we always are about winning championships, but you guys gave me a bunch of grief when it was more, that's not who he is, Jordan Love. That's not how that's fine for now, but there needs to be a heightened awareness of the Chicago Bears when it comes to us. I think we've rightfully so looked at them as they're not going to really affect what we're doing and our goals of really going to win. Their big Super Bowl was beating us. We were looking at it in a bigger perspective, and now I've said all offseason, we need to focus on winning the division. And as painful as this is to say, and as much as I can think that the Bears are going to regress, the Bears are the kings of the North right now, and we have to understand that is where we're at. I know every team's going to be different, but that mindset and that mentality, it can't just be, it's a given. We're going to be healthy. We're going to do this. Yeah, that's all great, and I hope that's what happens. But the reality is we're not the kings of the North. We haven't won a division in 4 years. And right now the Bears are the ones standing in our place. And it's always a helpful reminder when you come down here and you're going to be in a little bit of enemy territory of where their mindset is. Bears fans they're feeling as good as they've felt in a long, long time. And those positive vibes, those are things that you want to keep away from people. We've suffocated and sanctioned their joy, and we gave it back to them last year, and now it's a whole new ballgame.
Win the division with a 2-4 division record. I will be curious to see what their season.
Yeah, and
like.
I just don't know. Like, we're looking at us from where have we gotten better? I haven't delved into the Chicago Bears. They got rid of their number one wideout. They have a guy in Rome Odunze that's going to be back, but he's hurt.
Right.
We have guys that are hurt. Have the Bears gotten a lot? The Bears obviously are going to need to be a lot better on defense than what they were. I know they created turnovers. But which team in the NFC North has gotten markedly better? I don't know. I have not delved into it enough. I would say the Green Bay Packers, as we sit here right now, until their guys from injury get back, I wouldn't say we've gotten better. Not as we sit here. We lost Malik Willis. Our starting left tackle's out the door. Our starting middle linebacker, Green Dot, he's out the door. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of question marks, and obviously there's a lot of offseason left. But right now this division, I would say, is a 4-horse race, whereas last year I would say it was a 2-horse race.
So you mentioned Jordan Love earlier in that. If he called the Carbless Talk and Text line right now, 844-770-3776, and said, Tausch, how do you want me to approach the Bears rivalry, and how do you want me to talk about
fierce
that
intensity?
Rivalry?
That's how I want him to approach it. In his way. He can do it however he wants. I don't need him ripping his shirt off and screaming at the top of his lungs, but there needs to be – I think there was – from the Rodgers era and the Favre era for most of it, there was this almost birthright, like, we're going to beat the Bears. The Bears are not going to be somebody. There was an occasional blip, 2010, some blips that came up, but for the most part, it wasn't them. It wasn't the Lions. There's a lot of Vikings. Occasionally they'd slip in, but for the most part, we own you, we still own you, that whole deal. And I just think that was like carried over. Matt LaFleur deserved credit because till the block kick, Matt LaFleur never lost to the Bears. So there was almost this like, yep, that's just part of the DNA of how this rivalry's been. That changed. So to act and carry on like it's going to just be the same old, it didn't work. It didn't work last year. Even though we dominated a vast majority of those games, we only won one of them. And nobody cares about how much game time you controlled or, ask who the Canadian women how great controlling the puck was for them. Yeah, it's great. How's your silver medal? That's the Green Bay
they really
Packers.
like that.
Silver still shines bright.
Yeah, on the women's side. I didn't hear him do that on the men's side. I'm still waiting for that tweet.
Well, I'll be interested to see, especially during Bears week, if Jordan Love is any different, especially after losing the way they did.
Well, and I'm curious about Matt LaFleur's mindset on it too, because I'm not interested in him trying to out Ben Johnson. But it's no longer, hey, we've crushed these guys, and this is – I do think that there just needs to be a heightened approach. It can't be the same old that it's been.
So I was just doing some scouting during the commercial break over at the Sportsbook.
Yeah, I'm real curious. I would think it's almost got to be 300 to win the division.
I'll say this. I didn't jot down the exact odds. I can get that for us coming up.
What the hell were you doing?
I saw Jordan Love MVP odds. I saw Super Bowl odds.
I was scouting this.
I literally said
as we watched him play.
As we were going to break, I literally said I am really curious to see how Vegas, Hard Rock Casino Rockford, odds makers, everybody views where Green Bay is compared to last year at this time. Because last year you said it was a 2-horse race with the Lions being favorites. Green Bay was second. I just said I think this is much closer to a 3, and depending on Kyler Murray's development, I'm not going to sleep on the Vikings. I think this is as wide open of the division as it's been in the Matt LaFleur era.
So last year, we just talked, the ticket that did not cash was the Packers plus 260 to win the division on June 18th. So that was before the addition of Micah Parsons, after the draft, after the schedule came out. Today, right now, the Packers are plus 300
to win
the NFC North.
So they're viewed worse than they were last year at this time.
The Lions are the best odds to win the NFC North as a team that finished last in the division last year, playing a last-place schedule. The expectation, I think, that what the odds would tell you there is they're playing a weaker schedule similar to what the Bears did last year, and that team is better than how they performed a year ago.
Sure.
The Bears have the third best odds, and then the Vikings are dead last, and it's a long shot for the Vikings.
So the Bears are where? Like 350?
I'll go check. I didn't get the exact number on the Bears.
Well, that's great research.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
I did. I was looking at the Packers.
Why don't you just go get some food? Why don't you go grab a little food from the
I'd love
bar?
to.
While Tausch tells us about American Family Insurance.
American Family Insurance is always a great call. I've been around this game for a long time, and I'll tell you, having the right people in your corner makes all the difference. That's what you get with American Family Insurance. Local agents who understand what you've built and who help you protect it with the right home and auto coverage at the right price. So when life throws something your way, you're going to be ready to handle it. Get a quote. Find an agent at amfam.com. Insure carefully and dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance.
Brian Bulaga joins us next. He's in Florida. We are at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
Looking for a dinner that actually impresses and cocktails that keep the conversation going? Head to the second floor of St. Kate the Arts Hotel and discover the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails. Bold, elevated dinners, thoughtfully crafted cocktails. It's the kind of place where every plate and every pour is made with intention. Come for dinner, stay for another round. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
What if your screens could disappear until you needed them? Meet Pella's 250 series vinyl windows with the accordion hidden screen. Designed to give you a clearer view with 44% more light than conventional screens. The hidden screen appears when the window opens to let in fresh air, then tucks away when you don't need it, giving you a clearer view that's beautiful, practical, and even easier to clean. Order today and get 0% interest until 2030. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Hi, I'm Greg Fritsch, president of the Center for Veterans Issues, inviting you to get involved in supporting the CVI mission. The Center for Veterans Issues is proud to serve veterans across Wisconsin. Each year, we help more than 1,200 veterans stay housed, find meaningful employment, and connect with the support they've earned. From housing assistance and job training to case management and suicide prevention outreach, our team is here to help veterans build stable, independent lives. If you're a veteran in need of support, visit cvivet.org. Donations can also be accepted at cvivet.org/donate.
Hey y'all, it's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. I spent years on the mound giving everything I had, and now I feel every inning in my knees, back, and shoulders. But I didn't want surgery, and I sure didn't want to be sidelined. That's why I turned to QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Christie and his team use regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself. No surgery, no meds, and no downtime.
Whether you're teeing off at the club or chasing the grandkids around, QC Kinetics helps you get back to doing what you love.
Call QC Kinetics now and schedule your free consultation. Natural joint pain relief with real results.
Don't let the pain slow you down. I didn't, and neither should you. My friends at QC Kinetics, they'll take care of you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation. QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Upgrade to Iron Jock. Available now at ironjock.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford, and joining us now on the Yuengling Hotline, the Yuengling Guest Hotline with Yuengling, now in Wisconsin, 6 generations, family owned and operated, and now finally the oldest brewery in America is in the state of Wisconsin. I don't know if it's in Illinois.
Oh, they have it here. I've had it here before. Yeah, it's great.
Okay, so Illinois got something before we did?
They did, yeah.
That's too bad. Yuengling, DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. Speaking of responsible people, joining us now from Iowa via Florida, it is our own Brian Bulaga on Wilde Tausch. Brian, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are we doing?
Good. So I have a question for you and about your personality. Having covered your entire Packers career, I knew that I wasn't going to get much trash talk or intensity out of you. And Tausch and I were just talking about Jordan Love and the Bears rivalry. You obviously have Bear fan friends, having grown up in the Chicagoland area. You're very excited about their move to Indiana, I'm sure. What would you like to see from Jordan Love as someone who you yourself, if I went to your locker, I was not getting bulletin board material, and he doesn't deliver that either, right? I mean, ask him about Austin Booker's hit, and what was it a legal hit or not? It was a hit. I mean, that's what we're going to get from him. I happen to agree with Tausch. I know it doesn't sound like it, but it would be nice to hear some level of intensity. I just don't think he's capable of it. What would your advice be if he called you after calling Tausch and being told to show more? What was the phrase?
I don't
Fiery
know,
intensity?
I said, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, listen, guy's personality is what it is, right? I mean, he is kind of a cool customer, and that's how you see his behavior on the sidelines and things like that. And that's just how he is, right? And I don't know if he goes out of his norm, right, and starts doing things that really he's never shown, that, maybe showing a little more fire or a little more
fierce intensity is what
that was it. Thank you.
Fierce intensity, that's out of character, and guys may not take that genuinely, right? Like they would look at a a clip of it, or they'd hear him say it, and they'd kind of like, man, what's he talking about? I've never heard him talk like that or anything like that. So, maybe to the media, he's never going to be that way, or he'll never give that. I guess you don't know what he says behind closed doors, obviously.
Blue, I don't think going out to the media and doing it, I think my basic point on this was, and I don't want Jordan to be someone that he's not. I think everybody has to find their own voice and how they go about it, especially when you're talking about a quarterback and leadership. Authenticity is everything. If he's going to start ripping his shirt off and screaming, I'm going to be like, what the hell's wrong with him? Because that's not how he approaches it. My whole point was, and tell me if I'm wrong on this, because you and your crew with Aaron, you literally own the Chicago Bears. Matt LaFleur, up until 2 seasons ago, had never lost to them. And my whole point is, you can't have that same approach. Like, it's no longer a foregone conclusion we're going to beat the Bears. It was. Now, you need to change some things. It can't just be the same old, same old. Yes, you're going to be chasing championships, and you have the same goals that you've had, but things do need to change in the approach. Or do you think it doesn't? Because, I'd love to hear how your approach was. You were focused, there's no doubt, but it was not like it was some monster deal. It was almost expected that you would go beat the Chicago Bears when you played. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, we felt really good about every time we went to Soldier Field or they came to Lambeau, we felt really good about.
You go over to the Rochester Big and Tall, get some nice clothes, do a little Christmas shopping, go kick the Bears keister, and then head home for a little short trip.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, it was a nice, the ladies would always go down to Michigan Avenue, they'd shop, and they would do that whole thing. I'm not saying, obviously, my first couple of years when they had that defense, it was a little more high stakes, right?
Sure.
And they were a good football team.
Peppers there, yep, no doubt.
Yeah, when you got to go block Julius, it's not like a holiday trip. It's kind of a little more of a, oh boy, here we go. But once he left, and obviously he joined us, and we went on that streak of every time we went to Chicago, we kind of
killed him,
blew him out. Yeah, blew him out. The game kind of lost its intensity, right? So
Blue, there was post games that Homer would say the Bears-Packers rivalry is dead. It's less than the Jaguars. I mean, that's literally what he said after a post game, and I said, I disagreed with him. But in the same token, it was when you beat somebody that many times in a row and old boys throwing the old belt at them, that mentality that was awesome, that has to be gone now. Fair?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It can't be that anymore. I mean, Jordan hasn't done that to them, and this team hasn't done that to them. A lot of these guys on this team have no idea what that type of dominance over your biggest rival feels like. Like, they just don't. Because now you're looking at it, Chicago feels like they have the edge over Green Bay. They feel like they have the dominance over this team. They've won, three
out of four.
3 out of 4 now, and obviously some late game heroics doing it, but one was in the playoffs, which is a big confidence boost for Chicago. So no, you can't approach this as if old number 12's back there telling them I blank and own you. Like, you can't look at it that way, because the boogeyman's gone. Jordan and this team needs to become their own boogeyman to the Bears. And right now I don't think there's any fear from Chicago of Green Bay. I don't think there's any fear like it was when we were there. Like, every time we came to town, the Bears fans essentially just conceded this is about to go one way. We know this is going to go one way.
Sylvia just go sit on that swing, the sadness swing, because he knew it was coming. And now he doesn't. The boogeyman thing, that's an interesting way of looking at it. What do we have to do? Because we have dominated. Again, man, I'm not into the moral victory bit, but we had the Bears that, if you looked at who controlled the game more, we did, but we didn't close up shop. And now there's a confidence and a vibe, even though we just looked, we're at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford, we just looked, the Bears are picked to be third in the division. I look at it, and I still think that we should be better than them, but you got to go out and prove it. And now we don't have that psychological edge over the Bears that we had during your playing era.
Yeah, I mean, putting them as third that's kind of shocking. I mean, I get that they get a harder schedule and things like that, but
you think they should have been fourth?
No, I'm shocked that a division winner gets bumped all the way back down to third the following season when it's a year more in a new system with a new head coach and they added players and figured things out after a year. Like, it's a little shocking to me. Like, I'm not totally sure I'm there. And we see what Detroit's going through. They're struggling from a roster standpoint, in my opinion. I don't know what they've added and things like that. It's kind of, have they stayed the same? Have they improved their offense? I'm not totally sure. Have they improved their defense? Not totally sure. So,
yeah, but Blue, in the same respect, the Bears, the reason they improved last year, obviously they were opportunistic. Obviously Ben Johnson did a great job. But that O-line is why they got better. Their O-line was better than Green Bay's last year. That's the first time I could say that in a while. And their center, who is an all-pro or an all-pro adjacent, retires. Their left tackle, who played most of the year, torn up knee. He ain't going to play. And all of a sudden you have a lot of question marks on a unit that really flipped their whole deal and is a reason they won the division.
Yeah, I mean, they're for sure, obviously losing the center was a shock. I mean, it shocked me that he retired. That was kind of wild. But they signed – who did they sign, Biadish? No,
they ended up signing the Bradbury. The guy that Kenny
Bradbury?
Clark used to just absolutely destroy.
Sorry.
He's still pushing Bradbury. He's not even in Green Bay anymore.
Sorry, the other B. It was a different B. Yeah, I mean, that's clearly going to be a question going into the season, but you can't say it's going to hurt them significantly until you see how it plays out, right?
Sure.
Like they've replaced. They didn't sit on their hands and wait to the draft to put a rookie in there or anything like that. They went out in the market and got someone and got a veteran that can adapt to the system quick, and maybe that system will protect Bradbury a little bit better than, say, what he was dealing with in Minnesota. You just don't know. I don't know. Like, I get their offensive line was standing on. They got some injuries going into it, but I think the way they play and how Ben Johnson's offense is, I think they'll be able to recover until they get full strength there. That's just how I feel about their offense and how they rely on it. And obviously, Caleb Williams is the kicker there, and what he, how he progresses, and if he loses his Iceman lawsuit,
He's
maybe
not
that's a
winning
dent.
that. Yeah,
Maybe that's a dent to the confidence if you lose the lawsuit. I don't know. I don't know how that works out. But I still think Chicago should be looked at as a true contender in the division. I don't think
Should they
got
be
worse.
the favorite? So, Blue, if you were down here right now and you had a little scratch in your pocket and they were all at the same odds, which team in the North are you picking?
I would probably put my money on Green Bay.
Is that biased, or is that because you believe they're the best team?
No, I think they have the best roster.
Okay.
I think they have the best roster. I think we have holes in our roster, which I think are – and we have questions just like every other team, top team in the North. Like Chicago has questions you talk about their offensive line. We have those same questions too. We have questions as well on that offensive line. I think you look at defensive line, Chicago has those questions too, so do we. Mm-hmm. Detroit has Hutchinson. I get that, but besides Hutchinson, who does Detroit have? They have those questions. Mm-hmm. So I think there's a lot of similarities between the three teams kind of jockeying for that position. And then I look at quarterback play. Who's the top quarterback? I think Goff obviously always performs really well, and in that offense he puts up big numbers. But I still think Jordan Love is the best quarterback out of the three. And when you have the best quarterback, I feel like that always kind of bumps your odds up a little bit, at least in my opinion. Like if you're touting the best quarterback out of the division, that should give you an edge. But all those other factors will come into play, like offensive line and obviously the health of Tucker Kraft. Mm-hmm. That's a big thing for me is how does he bounce back and when do you get him back? Because, Micah on the other side of the ball is not going to be back for a little bit. So when do you get your leaders back is going to be a factor in this. And obviously Tucker Kraft is the target the main target for Jordan Love. And the faster he comes back, the better that offense will be.
Yeah, and who you play early because of that.
Yeah.
I know the Dolphins and Hafley were joking he hopes to play Green Bay early so he doesn't have to block Micah. I'm sure their left tackle and right tackle feel the same way. But you said something about the O-line, and that's what I've been saying all offseason is the reason I've kind of soured a little bit. I'm not down on Goody, but I've soured, is because the O-line, how is it going to be better than what it was last year? Jordan Morgan?
Yeah, you hope, obviously, experience from Belton. And he's this offseason gave him some, he goes into the offseason, does what he needs to do, gains confidence, and even becomes a better guard than what he was last year, which, hey, he gets 5% better. That's much better. You know what I mean? Like, you just look at percentages of can you make a jump from year 1 to year 2, what that looks like. If he makes that jump, that improves that offensive line. Zach Tom staying healthy, right? Being in the lineup full time.
Getting healthy. I don't. Like, that's one of the mysteries of the offseason, Brian, right? I mean,
Yes.
you got – look, and I always tell this story because it meant so much to Zach Tom when I told him about what you guys had said about him a couple of years ago, that two guys who'd played his position thought that highly of him. But if he had a tear in his patellar tendon, even if it wasn't completely ruptured and it required surgery, we don't know what his timeline is going to be. And we were all duped into this, again, what's the word that I'm looking for? The centrifuge with the blood, and they put it back into you. That's what they tried. They were hoping that was going to allow him to play in the playoffs.
Draculized.
And it didn't. It not only did it not work, but then he revealed at locker cleanout that he had a torn patellar tendon. Like, he was never going to play. That was gamesmanship. No. And so now the question is, they delayed he didn't have surgery right away. If he did have surgery, which I'm assuming he did, what is his timeline? Because an offensive line that I have reservations about already could be without the guy who's the most proven commodity that they have to start the season.
Yes. I mean, that is the biggest question. I mean, obviously the biggest question is how does Jordan Morgan perform at left tackle?
Sure.
That's the biggest question, obviously. But the next thing is, do you get your starting right tackle back in time for the season in week 1? And is he 100% or close to 100%? And what's his confidence level at? And how does he feel? And how does he move? And things like that. So, yeah, those are the two big questions. And they're on your edges, which is kind of a big deal if you're a quarterback and you like to throw the football. Those are kind of two big questions that have to be solved. Listen, I don't know a timetable on a patella tendon. No idea. Couldn't tell you if it was 5 months, 6 months, 7 months. I don't know.
And to your point about him being healthy, because I want to talk more about the roster, because I think some people thought I was being Chicken Little yesterday when I was talking about some of the holes that I see on this roster and depth-wise. I want to get into that. But to your point, like, Zach Tom was not 100% during the 2024 season either, right? He tore his pec. He never had the strength that he wanted. He played well because he's a really good football player, but he did not play at the optimal level. And now if you're looking at him not being able to do the things, that's one way that he's like you too, is that he wants to work. Like, he doesn't want to be on the Chad Clifton big Lamborghini plan. He wants to practice. And if he's not able to do that during the offseason, and then they have to have him on an adjusted schedule during training camp, where is he going to be if they play the Bears in week 1, which would be an enormous game to start the season? So I just think that, again, I'm not saying that, cancel the season, but I am saying that there are reasons to have concerns that are not covered by the simple returns of Micah Parsons and Tucker Kraft. All right, I want to get into more of the roster with you. We'll do that as we roll on. Brian Bulaga is not here with us. at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
Can I please address before we go to commercial break that I'm not the one who chose to put me on the video stream twice during this current
You
setup?
chose to sit there the entire time and not do anything. You could have gotten out of the way, Jesse.
Why, are you taking some heat?
Everyone in the YouTube comments is under the impression that I have angled to be double jelly on the video stream current setup.
Please don't ever utter the words, you're double jelly.
I'm just reading the
It's very odd that use that.
Nobody is interested in that as no.
Yes, they don't like the sweatshirt, and they don't like Jesse doubling up in the video boxes. More from the Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Live, it's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall, home to your one-stop must-stop viewing destination. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 20 locally owned food vendors, a 30 self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, plus game day specials. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch. 3rd Street Market Hall is your downtown home for basketball this March.
Your brand doesn't need more square footage.
It needs more wow.
When you work with Captivate Exhibits, trade show booths become magnets. Lobbies become living stories. Break rooms become culture builders.
Captivate creates experiences people don't just see, they feel.
For more than 30 years, their award-winning team has transformed big ideas into bold brand moments that command attention and drive results.
Stop blending in.
Start captivating.
Visit CaptivateExhibits.com.
At Associated Bank, we know it's not always fun thinking about saving. You know what is fun? Not thinking about it. That's why we call it automated savings. You save automatically. How much you want, how often you want, for whatever you want. And if you don't know how much to save, well, that's why we're here. We'll suggest an amount so you hit your target without ever thinking about it. See, saving can be fun, especially when it's automatic. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/yougotthis. Member FDIC.
Put Brewers weekends back on your schedule when the Crew take on the Nationals April 10th through the 12th. Collect a new Mish trading card bobblehead for the first 25,000 fans on Saturday the 11th, courtesy of Toyota. Then reserve Sunday for a full day of family fun. Kids can run the bases, get autographs, and the first 5,000 kids get a Brewers wiffle ball set, courtesy of Joy. Plus, it's a kids cheer free Sunday. Grab your seat at brewers.com/tickets.
Find it, buy it, ride it.
Electric bikes, road bikes, cargo bikes, mountain bikes, kid bikes, hybrid bikes, all on display and ready to ride this weekend during the Bike Expo sale.
Visit bikeexposale.com for details. Admission is free.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it, we help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait, call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
At Saturn Lounge, we know. If your marketing actually worked, you would know. Your website would perform. Your storytelling would inspire. Your campaigns would deliver leads that become sales. You wouldn't need a report to tell you. Visit SaturnLounge.com today. When marketing works, It shows.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Continuing with Brian Bulaga on the Yuengling guest hotline. Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, and now finally in Wisconsin. D.G. Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. Brian, I've tried to be responsible in my view of the Packers roster. You just got done saying that you think they've got the best roster in the division. When healthy, I don't disagree. I was saying to Tausch yesterday, that 2010 team, you lose an old warhorse at right tackle and you've got a first-round pick to come in and take over. You lose Nick Barnett, a former first-round pick who's played really good football for you, and in comes Desmond Bishop, who should have been starting somewhere already, right? You have to change your offense because J-Mike is hurt. But Andrew Quarles, for a rookie, played pretty well for you guys, right? And I don't see, especially on the offensive line, I don't know who their backups are going to be. And they only have 7 draft picks right now. So I am not trying to be an alarmist, but do I want to see Donovan Jennings playing guard at some point because they've lost Aaron Banks, who had all kinds of injury issues throughout his first year with the Packers? I don't know enough about Benjamin St. Juste to know how good he is. I understand he had a high grade in zone coverage in the 35% of the snaps he played for the Chargers last year. But I don't think they're much stronger at corner. I don't know when they're going to have Kamal Hadden, who they were actually excited about and who actually hits people. But he had a pretty major injury late in the year. And then I don't feel great about their defensive line. And the one guy that we think is a really good player, each of the last 2 years in Devontae Wyatt, has missed a ton of time in both seasons. So when I look at this roster, if you have the kind of fortune that your team had, I was telling this to Homer last night, 2014, right? You missed one game. You were the only starting offensive lineman to miss a game, and that was it. Otherwise, the 16 games, you guys each started 16, except for you that started 15, right? And you came back like insanely quick from like an MCL. You missed one game.
Way to go. Could have been perfect.
I would. It's completely unnecessary, right? Dude comes back from an MCL after one game, and Jesse's saying you should have played through it. My point is that this team is not going to be as fortunate as that 2014 team was. That's why that season probably still stings for you the way it does, because not only were you really good, but you were really healthy. So when you look at this team, how are they going to augment their depth with so few picks, with free agency now in the bargain phase, and how worried are you that if they don't stay healthy, they are not that good of a team?
Yeah, we'll start with the offensive line. Like, that's my biggest concern, is the depth of that group. The only guy that we really recognize is Kennard that they brought back, correct? They gave him a $3 million deal to stay in town.
Yeah, he's a hybrid. He's obviously a tackle / tight end. Good ball catcher.
Yes, yeah, he could do both. Very, very skilled at both positions. But that's your depth piece. And last year they didn't even really want him to start. When he had the opportunity to start.
Right.
So that kind of made me, when that move got announced, I was a little bit like, okay, that's odd, because there were many opportunities for him to be the swing guy and start somewhere, and he never did. They'd move another guy like Jordan Morgan out to a different position, and he would start. And it was just odd to me. But you look at the rest of that offensive line, they don't have any depth or any notable depth or any veteran depth besides Kennard. And it's concerning. If a guy goes down with a shoelace or a chin strap, I'll always start there. Who's replacing them? Kennard can't be the backup for 5 positions. He can't be the guy that fills in for everybody. So that's unfair for him, and 2, it's not realistic. I don't know if he's a guard. I don't know. I have no idea if he can even do that. I know
He told me
probably
last
can't play
year
center.
he had never played anywhere but the right side.
Okay.
And that he was only
So
comfortable. And immediately I thought of Sitton talking about wiping your butt and all that other stuff about switching sides. Like, he's never done it. So now suddenly he's going to be the backup at left tackle, left guard, and right guard?
Well, boys,
That's what I'm saying.
They're going to draft somebody.
They
And
are.
it's going to be within, I would think, those top 3 picks. There's going to be an offensive lineman drafted. I feel fairly confident about that.
Yeah, they are going to draft a lineman, but then we're going right back to relying on potentially a rookie, a late round. But we don't know what round, obviously, yet. We don't know that yet. But it could be a mid to late round rookie to step in and fill a major void if somebody goes down. Mm-hmm. And that's back to the unproven part of it, right? Like, we didn't know what we were going to get out of Belton. He stepped in. He did make improvements in the run game and do things like that. And it was, for the most part, a solid rookie season. But there's a lot to be improved upon.
And there's a spectrum. There's a spectrum of rookies, right? You came in. You're the youngest player to ever start Super Bowl. Zach Tom came in and played at a high level right away. Then there's Belton, who played okay, right? There's David Bakhtiari, who will tell you that he played well at left tackle for a rookie, but didn't play well for a left tackle in the NFL. Then you've got a guy like Jacob Monk, who played, I think, 2 snaps as a rookie.
Yeah.
Right? There's a wide spectrum of what that rookie could be.
Correct. And so, that's what you just don't know. You draft a guy in the 3rd round or 4th round. Listen, Green Bay's done a great job of turning 4th-round picks into a great offensive lineman. I'm not saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But, that's relying on that to happen. That's counting on that to be the case. That's not the norm. That doesn't happen all the time where you find the Corey Linsley and Bakhtiari and Lang in those rounds, and they just turn out to be hits. They just work. And Sittons, it doesn't work that way. It's not normal for that to be something that happens year in and year out. But even if you do add a guy in the 4th, Tausch, or the 3rd, or even the 2nd, say you love a guy in the 2nd, that's one body. You got Kennard and then whatever rookie you draft, and that's what you go into the season with. Hey, here we go. Let's go do it. To me, that's a little concerning.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when you have your right tackle coming back from a patella injury. Your left tackle is now who we're kind of seeing, is this going to work out? It's nervy but then on the flip side of that, you go over to the secondary. You definitely need a corner. The first pick to me needs to be a corner if the guy's there, if the right player's there.
Mm-hmm.
But then you look at the depth on that, with that group as well. It's not great over there too. And like Jason, you only have 7 picks, and you need to address it. And I understand we want to address it with young players, but sometimes when you draft a guy in the 5th round and you can't expect him to be the answer for depth. You can't expect that to be the guy that's going to come in and if someone gets hurt, he's saving you. He's going to end up being an all-pro type of player. It's unrealistic. And that's a lot of pressure on a young guy to do that too. And then we'll talk about this I guarantee it. We'll talk about this most likely in week 6 or 7. Youngest team. It's the youngest team still. And here we go. We're back to being the youngest team, and someone got injured, and now a rookie stepping in, and it doesn't look as good. Well, that's the spot we've put ourselves in, right? Because there's certain positions where you can get away with manipulating it with the draft and younger bodies, but there's some positions like offensive line, DBs, and things like that. If you don't have those high picks to get guys that for sure are going to come in and make an impact immediately, you need to go to the market and see guys that have done it and have played at the NFL level that you can bring in to supplement depth and bolster those spots. So those are my 2 biggest concerns right now. And obviously I haven't even touched on defensive line yet because I'm worried about pass rusher too. But you can't address all those with the amount of picks that we have.
Yeah, I like the old days when we were always worried about the wide receiver room because it just feels like that's an easier spot to get figured out. and we felt like the O-line, maybe there was one spot. There's not one spot that I feel this is going to be awesome. Like, there's not one spot. I think Belton will make a jump. I think he's going to be a good player, but we don't know. And the fact that we have as much questions at that position is why I'm as skeptical and as, I guess, soured on this offense and where Goody's at, is because that position for 2 years now has been tried. They've tried to do something different. Now they're not really doing anything different with the exception of letting Sheeto go, and you have less depth. Coaching needs to really be Luke Butkus and Steno. They need to really have their stuff together, because I think the challenge for this group is going to be immense, and that's without having a ton of depth, at least as we sit here in early April.
Yeah, you got to find a way. I mean, you got to find a way to get the most out of the guys that are there. Now, there is a lot of football that has been played, obviously, between Sean Ryan and Zach Tom and Banksy, and Jordan Morgan hasn't played a ton of snaps. So there is experience, but I still think it comes back down to what Matt said, even at the coaches' breakfast or whatever they do, where they act like they're having breakfast and they go out and drink heavily in the afternoon, whatever that may be.
Well, they better have had a big breakfast.
Sounds like a pretty good time.
Sounds like what I plan on doing today.
You're going to hang out with LaFleur and the coaches and go drink.
He's going to hang with Vrabel.
I got Tausch driving.
Jesse's with Mike Vrabel. He's going to be with Vrabel.
He's going to hang with Braves. Yeah, I'm sure. What now? Where is he at? In Sedona right now?
I don't know. There's been mixed reports. Some mixed reporting.
Hey, all I can do is based on video, on photographic evidence.
Indeed,
it's a tough one. It's definitely a little tricky, but.
No idea what you're referring.
I think I might go. I'm going to go see what Vrabel's Coach of the Year odds are going to be at.
May put on a master class now. May just be an absolute master class.
I don't know if his odds went up or if they went down. That's another story.
Yeah.
A lot of questions about that.
A lot of questions.
It's hot in here.
Those Patriot coaches, man, they find themselves in some stuff now.
Whoa, Nelly!
Yeah.
Listen, it just came across my phone. It just came across my phone. And that's all I know. That's all I know. That's all I know. I don't know anything else. But what?
How are we going to rescue the end of this conversation?
I love when Vrabes gets in there and he gets his hands on those. He tries to see where the D line's at.
Nelly! He's very handsy.
Where he gets, his hands. It gets to kind of feel how much core strength these defensive linemen have.
Thought he was at a pro day.
True.
Yes, exactly.
That's true. But it's what Matt was saying at that coach's breakfast, that you're tearing it back down to the studs. Well, if you tear it back down to the studs, that means you have to build this thing the way you want it. And the guys in that room now, you get to coach them to the way that you want this thing built. And it's not like you're molding it to them. They have to now adapt to the way you're coaching it. So you get to start day one again, coach the basics, and the way this thing was supposed to be laid out and built, and these guys now have to come in and adapt to it. They need to come together just like, hell, we did in OTA number 1 when Matt showed up, and we have to buy into this thing and do it the way that it was meant to be done. And to me, if that's the way they're going with it, this group could perform really well. We don't know, but it's up to them how they kind of take to if he's truthful with what he's saying, that he's bringing it back down to the studs and they're day one in this thing. It's about how these guys adapt to that and how they kind of accept that change, because it is a change, because things have changed since Matt's gotten there and Zach Tom's been there and
Josh Jacobs,
things like that. Yes, there's going to be change. So if you accept that change and adapt to it, things could go really well for this group. And the offense will protect this group as well. That offense will protect this group in some of their deficiencies, which I think is even more of a reason why they need to buy into it.
What do you mean by that, Brian?
Because I think that the play action game and the wide zone game will protect them from because I think that they're a little if there's one thing that they're deficient at or not as good at, it's straight pass pro. It's 5-step, 7-step, picking up pressures, things like that.
I thought the run game was the weak spot. Wasn't the run game?
Well, I look.
Seems like we got a lot to pick from.
I look at the last few weeks of the season, and I was looking at pass blocking.
The second half of the Bears game, no doubt, and that is not a good pass rushing unit that they have.
No. So, like, I look at it as if you allow them to run the true zone scheme that Matt wants to run, then you build in play action to that. That protects these guys from just being in gun, play action duo, which doesn't work. Everyone knows it doesn't work because it's just a bad play action scheme. Is running duo it just doesn't work. It protects these guys a little bit more from being able to be more aggressive and come off the ball and do those things. And then if you want to set up play action off that, it gives them a little bit of, a little bit of protection that they've been selling run or running the football all game with the same look. And then they could set up and pass after their 3 hard steps, and they get into the defensive linemen. So I think the system can protect them. It's just a matter of, do you buy into it the way that's getting laid out this offseason? Like that to me is it's always a difficult thing, but if you accept it, it could help you a bunch.
Well, is your running back going to buy into it?
I think
okay.
Yeah. I love Jacobs, so I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to be great at it. Again, he's not the same back as Aaron Jones. When Matt came in, he had Aaron to do it. Mm-hmm. Not the same back, but that doesn't mean that Jacobs still can't stretch, put his foot in the ground, and cut north or cut back.
Blue, how much duo did you do with Aaron Jones?
Not much.
So the duo is in because of Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, I mean that's
he's good at
that's his comfort. Yeah, that's what he's really good at.
Do you get more open to new ideas as you get older, or do you kind of like, this works for me, this is what I want to do?
Well, I mean, I was in the same scheme for 10 years.
No, just talking about you in general life. Like, how do you
in life?
My point is, as you get older and have success in things, you typically want to do you. Now, you're going to be part of a team, but I get what I'm trying to say is, Josh Jacobs had a ton of success with this. Why, when he's getting to his end and his contract, you understand what I'm saying? Like, Josh Jacobs isn't going to want to go to outside zone because he loves duo. But I would argue to Josh, if I'm Matt LaFleur, listen, man, it just didn't work last year. It didn't. So that would be my selling point to Josh on why he should be more flexible.
Doesn't he also seem to you, Tausch, like the kind of veteran player that would say, okay, not only did it not work as well last year, but we need to do this, and I'm willing to do it? Like, he doesn't strike me as some more selfish veteran players who would be
I don't
more
know
difficult.
about that. What I will say is I just know players want their individual success to help the team. So if this was the case, why wouldn't they have been doing this last year? They knew that going into last offseason.
Because it worked so well his first year, right?
But our play action wasn't as good.
No,
but
you're
our
right.
run game was good, and then you kept bringing up, but he had all these yards after contact. Saquon Barkley had 1,300 yards before contact, and Joe Jacobs had that much afterwards.
Yeah.
So all of those points can be brought up, but the bottom line is the reason we're running so much duo is because Josh Jacobs likes running duo, not because Matt LaFleur thinks it's best for his offense. He thought it was best. Well, last year it didn't work, so now we strip it down to the studs. Is Josh Jacobs going to agree with what kind of drywall you're putting up? I don't know.
Hope it's not that bad kind.
I saw that where you can just peel it. Yeah, you don't want to. There's a lot of that going around, trying to get that construction price. Yeah, that's a whole nother story we could break down in a different podcast.
Yeah, that's very true.
We'll do that with Vrabes. We'll do that with Vrabes in Sedona.
Brian, we will save the sheetrock and drywall discussions for another time. We appreciate you, buddy. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys, take it easy.
That is Brian Bulaga.
Yep.
Jesse, that was a great segment by you. I thought you really.
Oh, don't worry. There was an entire side thing going on during that segment.
So you guys were in the YouTube comments?
Tausch learned how to use the YouTube
I finally got to write a couple chats.
As ESPN Madison administrator?
Yeah, whatever it's down
And
as.
the first thing they said was give Jesse a noogie, and he proceeded to do so while Brian Bulaga was breaking down the offensive line.
I saw the comment,
nice.
and then I saw the execution.
Yeah.
I have a comment for you, and that is if you've been injured in an accident, hopefully you haven't, but if you have, there's only one call to make. Gruberloff says, one call, that's all. You don't pay until they win, and they win and win and win all the time. You can go to the website, gruber-law.com, to find out more about the firm, all the great lawyers that are there, and all the great things that David and his team do in our communities. Gruberloff says, one call, that's all. The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch, live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford, starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Mark Tauscher here, and if you know me, you know I love Wisconsin. That's why I'm a UW Credit Union member. Their team's been all about Wisconsin since 1931, and they love making banking easy for members. Whether it's with their convenient mobile app or with the great perks like early payday to get you paid sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
O'Reilly.
Need new wiper blades but not sure which ones are right for you? The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. We'll show you options for your vehicle and even install your new wiper blades for free. Right now, save $10 per pair on Bosch Focus wiper blades so you can see better in any weather. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
When you're vacationing in your RV, there are some things you can always count on. Taking the kayaks out on the lake, hot dogs on the grill, and your sister's boyfriend pulling out his acoustic guitar.
Everyone quiet! Harrison's playing. Wow, you're so good, Harrison.
With Progressive, your RV is protected 24/7, so you're prepared for whatever you don't see coming. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Feels like the world is a little broken lately. Maybe all we need is a fix. Most spirits are acidic. Fix Vodka is different. Fix Vodka is the world's first high-alkaline, acid-free vodka. Handcrafted with natural spring water and select grain. Clean, smooth, done right. Better water, better vodka. Get your local Fix.
Fix Vodka.
Enjoy responsibly.
Get your green and gold off-season fix right here. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch, live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford, begins now. Thanks to Brian Bulaga. I don't know, Tausch, do you feel better, worse, or the same about the offensive line after you two chopped it up?
Until I the same. I mean, I think one of the things that we've kind of swept under the rug, and what I'm a little bit intrigued by, is players get a lot of criticism when they get paid big money and they don't perform. Okay. I mean, and they miss games. Clay Matthews is a great example. Clay Matthews, I think there is a misnomer that he missed a ton of games. You always would say that because fans would get after it. And I never really fully understood why that was the case. There's other instances. I can go back to Joe Johnson and, guys, you sign guys to big free agent contracts, you expect big things.
Except Rob Domofsky.
Yeah, Rob has a different way he looks at it. But Aaron Banks got paid a truckload of money, and the Packers doubled down. We're at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. They doubled down. They could have said, you know what? It ain't my day. The slots ain't hitting. My blackjack, I'm just not catching. The dealer's not busting. All of the things. They didn't. They've doubled down. Aaron Banks needs to be the guy that they intend. They brought him in to transform this O-line.
They transformed their offensive line to accommodate for bringing him in,
and
too.
they paid top dollar.
$43 million.
Within that, they said, we're not going to bring Sheeto back. We're not going to pay Zach, or we're not going to pay Sean Ryan, at least at that point when they brought him in. And Elton Jenkins, thank you for your service, but you're going to play this year out and you're gone.
Right.
That's what they said when they made that move.
Yep.
Everybody understood that.
Mm-hmm.
So now things have cleared. You know, the coast has cleared up a little bit. Now you have a clearer definition who's playing where. Aaron Banks, now he's here a year. He understands Matt LaFleur. He understands the offense. And for this group to be the Super Bowl contender that I hope they are, he's not only going to need to play at a higher level, he's going to need to lead, and he's going to need to bring his young left tackle along with him. If that isn't the case, and if he's injured or if he can't play or he's not playing at a high level, this thing has no chance to be successful.
Yeah, this is such a good point.
I think when we look at this, we've kind of, for whatever reason, because Elton's story and Zach Tom's and Micah Parsons, there's been so many other storylines. I would argue that when you look at who are we looking for to make the biggest year two jump or that biggest jump to being a guy, to being a player, Jordan Morgan's going to be at the top of my list. But the more I'm looking at it, with great pay comes great responsibility, or whatever that quote is.
I like that variation.
Aaron Banks needs to be that guy. And if he is not, I don't think this offense is going to be where it needs to be. He's one of the highest paid guys on this unit. He's one of the highest paid guys on this team.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost as if we've just not even really discussed that.
We haven't, and not only that, we haven't really discussed the level at which he played, right? We talked about the injuries he dealt with. Goody said, well, he came on, once he got healthy late in the season. First of all, to your point about doubling down, they had a roster bonus he was due. They not only converted that to a signing bonus, they also converted most of his base salary. As I keep pointing out, he has pocketed in a 12-month span from his $27 million signing bonus to his salary to then this conversion bonus, $43 million in 12 and a half months.
That's a hell of a ride for him.
Like he's in Kirk Cousins territory for business of football money. That's incredible.
Nobody's in Kirk Cousins category.
$43 million in 1 year is a lot of money.
It is. And you've basically said, and by the way, he did not start off well. I did think he finished the season, he was playing better football. But that's not what we brought him in for. Like, he was brought in because I think if you ask Goody over a cold beer, he would tell you we overreacted. Mm-hmm. To when Elton got hurt and when the Philadelphia Eagles absolutely ate our lunch. The Philadelphia Eagles ate a lot of lunch that year. They won. They had a Super Bowl champagne brunch. That's how much lunch they had. They were really good. They have two stud defensive tackles. When we had some injuries, they abused us. Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. And I thought for the most part that season our line was okay. There's Josh Myers all year. The year before, everybody was getting after him. Everybody had said he was playing better football. Mm-hmm. The Jets signed him for nothing. Mm-hmm. You go out and pay $43 million over a 12-month period of time for a guy, the expectations are incredibly high for him. I think there's a lot of guys that the season's going to be riding on, and if you're going to try to win a championship, I would think Aaron Banks he's definitely in the top 5 as far as that list goes.
So it always comes with the caveat of take the Pro Football Focus grades for whatever you think they're worth. Pro Football Focus graded 81 guards last season.
Okay.
Would you like to guess where Aaron Banks finished among those 81 guards in terms of his overall grade from Pro Football Focus?
I'm guessing it's not good, or you would have probably not brought it up. I'm going to say 65.
66th out of 81.
Wow. That ain't good enough.
66th out of 81. Yeah. Even if you dispute the accuracy of their grading system, that is still
they just got
too
a big
low.
payday. Now somebody just bought them up. Collinsworth
right?
just made a bank.
I did not see that.
I'm sure they'll still keep flashing that thing on.
I'm sure they will.
NBC.
It's part of the deal, I'm sure.
It just ain't good enough. And I don't
graduating 66th in a class of 81. You're not.
And
going
I
to
know nobody covers the O-line like we do. There's no. I don't care. You can say a lot of things about a lot of things. That ain't going to be one. We cover it. We look at it. And I will always tell you it's because that's the heartbeat of your football team. And if you're going to win, it's going to be because your guys up front. Yes, your skill guys are going to make differences and they're going to make plays. But ask Pat Mahomes how it is against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a Super Bowl when he didn't have an offensive line that could keep him anywhere near upright. They got absolutely kicked. It's the key. And this group hasn't been good enough. And this decision that Brian Gutekunst's made, it has not worked up to this point. It needs to work. And I have some hope because of how the season finished.
Mm-hmm.
But prior to that, you're missing a bunch of time. I'm just, the unfortunate part, I don't know how old Banks is. He 29?
He is 20. He is 29 in September.
You don't get healthier. You don't get there's very few exceptions of guys, especially when you're dealing with back, knees.
Mm-hmm.
It gets harder and harder to play a 17-game schedule. Doesn't get easier. And when you don't play consistently, it's very hard to be consistent. So I have a lot of doubts. There's a lot of question marks. I will bank on the fact that Banksy did come back and finish the season, I thought, playing some of his best ball. But his play needs to take a big jump in order to justify what Goody did.
I know Jesse went to the sports book and actually came back with information this time, but I do want to ask one follow-up of you because I thought you made a really good point at the beginning of that, and that is how he has to bring his young left tackle along. You obviously had guards that helped you along early, and then you were the guy that brought the guard along later in your career. How does that work?
Well, Will Whitaker, it didn't work great. I mean, it was 1 year, and unfortunately, it didn't work. It's important to be able to help kind of guide, and there's so much stuff going on in your head as a young player. It's up for I believe the veteran, and Marco was the best. Marco was one of the best teammates, best leaders I've ever been around, and he just had a way of understanding what I needed when I needed it.
Yeah.
And when you can help a guy out, when he's thrown into the ringer and it's go time, it doesn't pay for me to sit here and scream at you or to, you understand who you're playing next to. You understand, hey, maybe I snap this stunt off, maybe even a half a step more, I can recover and get it so that my tackle can. Those little things that will help you build your confidence into being a good player. If you're going to look at it, it would be real easy for Marco or for anybody at that point to have been a selfish player because they're Pro Bowl guys. That was not their approach because everybody worth a lick will tell you, you can have one stud offensive lineman and the rest of your group can stink and nobody's going to care how great you are. That's where you look at it, and that's where Aaron Banks, whether it's you're working on combo blocks, helping out passing stunts off, recognizing what's happening, having calls, working together, it can make a huge difference in a young player's development. It almost all stems from confidence.
And just because Jordan Morgan is going into his third year, first of all, he's played a bunch of football, but he hasn't played it at left tackle. He hasn't played next to Aaron Banks very much.
But what I would say is this is where he wanted to play. He's going to be fully invested. He's going to get all the reps. The Packers want him to be successful out there. For whatever reason, Green Bay felt like it was a better move. And I don't know if it was Goody or LaFleur that acknowledged, did we do right by Jordan? Or did we ask Jordan to sacrifice some things to be better for the team? He sacrificed. Well, now is the time to pay off. And, one of the best things that can help, a left tackle is going to be out on his own. He's going to be blocking the blind side. But a great left guard will help that immensely too. So all of those things working together is going to give Jordan a better opportunity to be successful.
He started 13 games, including the playoff game last year. He played 749 offensive snaps during the regular season. So he does have to elevate his game, regardless of how much Aaron Banks helps him. I know UW Credit Union helps all of us, and it helps to have Bucky on your debit card as well, Ted.
It does. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for you, proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They'll help you reach your financial goals. Whether you're a current student, a proud alum, or a devoted sports fan, UW Credit Union has exclusive mascot card designs that are going to let you show off your school spirit like I do with my Bucky card. Join today at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
Jesse will stop nodding in the middle of the screen and give us some information from the Hard Rock Casino Rockford Sportsbook. Next, it's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market, because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
What if your screens could disappear until you needed them? Meet Pella's 250 series vinyl windows with the accordion hidden screen, designed to give you a clearer view with 44% more light than conventional screens. The hidden screen appears when the window opens to let in fresh air, then tucks away when you don't need it, giving you a clearer view that's beautiful, practical, and even easier to clean. Order today and get 0% interest until 2030. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Find it, buy it, ride it. Find it, buy it, ride it.
Find a bike, buy a bike, ride a bike during the nation's largest bike sale. That's right, the Wheel and Sprocket Bike Expo sale is back. And so is our trade-in, trade-up program, which means you can trade in your old bike for a gift card to use towards your new bike.
Find it, buy it, ride it. Find it, buy it, ride it.
Electric bikes, road bikes, cargo bikes, mountain bikes, kid bikes, hybrid bikes. Over 2,000 brand new and used bikes on sale, along with thousands of accessories, from helmets and lights to car racks and more.
Find it, buy it, ride it. Find it, buy it, ride it.
Find a bike, buy a bike, trade in your old bike for a gift card towards a new bike. Friday noon to 8, Saturday 10 to 8, and Sunday 11 to 5 at the State Fair Park inside the Expo Center. Visit BikeExpoSale.com for details. Admission is free.
Life is short. We'll see you at the Bike Expo.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. National Liquor Mart is packed with deals for all your beverage needs, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
The Bucks lost to the Nets on Tuesday night, falling 96-90 in Brooklyn. AJ Green led the way for the Bucks with 20 points, coming off 6 three-pointers. Taurean Prince also contributed 16 points to go along with 11 rebounds and 4 assists. Here's head coach Doc Rivers after the game.
I think we had 20 turnovers, and a lot of them were just unforced. You know, I loved how we played overall. We had some great ball movement plays. You know, we got to get Ooze to just value the ball better.
It'll be a quick turnaround for the Bucks as they will continue their road trip against the Eastern Conference leading Detroit Pistons tonight. I'm Will Summers.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation. 262-235-3980. 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call,
That's all. This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
The moment the YouTube commenters have been waiting for.
You to take over?
It's the Jesse at Tausch. Oh, here's Jason. He's coming back. I had to run to the other side of the Hard Rock Casino Rockford here during our commercial break. So I was over at the sports book.
Yeah, I just dropped over there too.
Did you?
I just put a couple of Masters wagers down.
Oh.
I did. Let me pull these little cards out. No.
That's fun that you have it in your little pocket there.
That's
Hi,
why I
Jason.
wore it. This is my
my bathroom's a lot closer at home.
This is my this is my Hard Rock gambling coat. So I took Jake Knapp.
Who's that?
He's a young and up and comer.
Jake Knapp
and Corey Connors. Both nice. If they win the Masters, very nice little.
You took a couple of underdogs.
And it's Xander Schauffele.
Okay.
Fun
name.
Not really. Yeah, it's got a fun name. But I think I'm gonna take one more look. I'm gonna grab one more on the way out the door. I'm gonna put one more down. I just don't know who I'm gonna put it on yet.
I did do some research. If you guys would like to know some Packers
Yeah, that's what
numbers.
you said the last time you came back.
Yeah,
from
but I actually did do some research.
Let's just do the over/under one because I'm very.
Sure.
I've been waiting for this actually.
So last year, we took the Packers over 9.5 wins on June 18th.
And just to be clear, because this is not my area of expertise, obviously, they did have a half a win. They had a tie. So that was not a push?
No.
9.5?
When you have the line for win total, it needs to be more than
so they
9.5 or less
a tie,
than 9.
half a win.
It is
half
not
a loss.
not considered a half a win.
I appreciate you clarifying that for me.
That's the loss column.
Is that flawed logic by me?
Yeah.
No.
No, it is. Because it's a win.
Okay.
It's not. Yeah.
You're betting the wins. You're not betting the half a wins or losses.
Did I have a chance to? Could I have gone there and bet on the fact that they would go 9-7-1 in the regular season, and if I got a tie, then I'd really get a windfall?
Once the schedule comes out, you might be able to do more like exact records, which would be pretty impressive.
Fair enough.
So here we go. Green Bay Packers without the draft, without the schedule.
We do know the opponents, though.
Plus 110 over 10.5 wins.
Yeah.
Okay, what is
you bet 100, you win 110. So you more than double your money if you take the over right now for the Packers to win 11 games. Minimum record 11-6 or 11-5-1 or 11-4-2.
Appreciate you getting that in.
Well,
the key number is the 11.
Here's what I'll say. Last year when we came here, and I think it was a little bit later.
It was in June, yeah.
I felt awesome about the 9.5, and this was pre-Micah.
Felt awesome on December 14th.
I don't know why it's more this year.
Great question.
I don't know if it's a schedule thing, if it's a Micah Parsons thing, because we're not a better on-paper football team outside of Micah. I mean, obviously Micah's a huge deal. That must be what it is. Otherwise, I'm just trying to figure out why it's different, because last year I felt awesome about it. This year, I'm not touching it.
So you want nothing to do right now.
It is literally
wins.
Like if you asked me what to pick, where I would pick the Green Bay Packers as we sit here in April,
10-7.
I would say 10 or 11 wins is where I have them.
Yeah, well, that's where the Hard Rock has them too. You can go
smart by Hard Rock.
You can go under 10.5 wins at minus 130, which means you'd have to bet $130 to win 100.
Okay.
If you want to take under 10.5 wins.
So just so everyone's on the same page, the Packers' opponents are obviously home and away with the 3 other NFC North teams. Tausch, wild guess on what you think their division record will be out of a possible 6 games.
4-2.
Okay. So now you got to find 6 wins. You have to find 7 more wins if you're going to take the over, right?
Yep.
Their non-conference opponents at home: Atlanta, Buffalo, Carolina, Dallas, Houston, and Miami.
I would say out of that, there's 2 that you feel great about, and everything else is a coin toss.
Okay.
I put 5 fingers up.
You said that about Carolina last year, and they beat us in Green Bay.
They did. And
they're better.
Rico Dowdell.
There's always one that, if you're a good team, there's one that'll surprise you. So I guess whatever I say.
Miami is a wrap. That thing is going to be. I'll be shocked and appalled if we don't beat Miami.
And Atlanta. Is the other one?
Atlanta's not very good.
Yeah, but
they got some players.
You said there were 2 that you feel good about. Is that the other one that you were thinking of?
No,
or
I
not?
felt good about Atlanta, but I can
Dallas?
understand Atlanta coming in and beating us too.
Huh.
So that leaves Dallas,
Yikes.
Carolina, Buffalo, and Houston.
They got a stud
as the
running
other.
back. I don't know how. I've seen that movie before.
Yes, you have. 307 yards.
And I don't know anything about what our defense. I don't know what even kind of defense we're going to be playing. I know we're doing base front. I don't know.
Or waiting
There's
for
a lot of
Jonathan Gannon to join the show.
I have more questions about the Green Bay Packers this year than I did last year at this time.
I agree with you.
And I'm saying they should go 7-2 with that home schedule.
Yeah, they should.
Okay. So now the road games.
That means they got to go 4-4 on the road.
Yeah.
The road games, as we discussed, the 3 division opponents, and then at New England.
Vrabes.
Vrabel.
At New Orleans or against New Orleans in Paris.
Should beat the Saints.
Should, but
wherever they play that game, you feel good about it?
Okay, so
whether it's in Paris
outside of the Jets, I'm not giving us any guarantees on that road schedule.
The other road games at Tampa, where even when the Packers are good, they have lost games at Tampa.
Yeah.
And then at Los Angeles against the Rams, which may be a Packers home
It's a
game
10th
in
home
L.A.,
game.
but
Yep.
nevertheless. I mean, I don't think it's – you're not looking at this schedule and go, oh, my God, you got to go to Seattle and you got to go to San Francisco. Or like, that's not here. So I think that's a great place. I'm not here to tell the Hard Rock Casino Rockford on what they should project as the Packers win total, but I think they made it really tough.
I'm selling
I'm
myself on the over with the odds as it is right now.
Is that your heart talking, or is that your brain
No,
talking?
I think the Bears aren't going to be as good this year as they were last year. I'm set on that. I don't think the Vikings will be much of a threat. I think the Lions will be significantly better. Buffalo's going to be tough. The other games, I think the Packers are on par or will be favored in the majority of them. Going to New England's going to be tough, but New England was kind of they were a similar situation to the Bears last year, playing a weaker schedule, and they beat up a bunch of backup quarterbacks. So I don't think that game's as intimidating as it looks like just on a list like that. So I'm selling myself on right now. I don't know if when we come back here in May after the schedule is out and after the draft is done, if the odds will be as good to take over 10.5 wins. So I'm selling myself on going and putting some cash in the machine and taking that ticket right now.
I certainly think that when we come back in May and we have the schedule and we have their draft class, because Tausch has talked a lot about filling some voids in the draft, and obviously that is what they're going to aim to do. And if Goody can trade back and augment those 7 picks and have 9 or 10 of them, I'm eager to see what happens. But 10.5 seems like a pretty on point. I can see
the
them going
question
10-7.
is, are the Green Bay Packers in a better position now than they were last year at this time? And the answer, I don't know how anybody's going to answer yes.
Even with Micah Parsons on the team, when
Micah Parsons
was
is injured.
Not even a dream.
Now, that answer could be a lot different in October 1. But as we sit here right now, how is anybody going to sit here and tell me that we're a better football team than we were last year at this time? If you can, I'm all ears. Tell me about it. I want to hear. Our O-line is not better. You could make an argument. I think our receiving core is going to be better, but that's with our one of our best receivers just left.
Right. Probably the most consistent one, right? Most available one.
Micah Parsons, when he's healthy, is going to be that changes it. But Rashawn Gary's gone. Some would say that's an addition by subtraction. I still think 7.5 sacks and 60 pressures is pretty dang good.
60 pressures.
Calling Goody a liar?
I'm telling you that on the Packers' own website, they have him for 48
Where
pressures.
did Goody get that number from?
I don't know.
Whatever the case, his own internal number.
That wasn't laughing at you. That was laughing at him.
I'm saying he's gone.
Goody Football Focus.
60 pressures. 60 pressures. The website says 48.
Your green dot linebacker is gone. Like there's a lot more question marks this year than I had last year.
Your number one corner is probably not going to take part in the offseason program.
I'd be shocked if he did.
Right.
The only thing I know is that I think our quarterback is better than he was a year ago. Yeah. But our backup quarterback situation is worse. Our running back situation is less depth.
Yeah.
And our running back's another year older.
Can anything happen in the draft that'll make us feel better?
We'll find out. I don't know.
So can I let me, if I may, with just one follow-up, because you got after me yesterday and you gave me that cancel the season, call it like, am I dragging you down? Because when I listened to you just now, that is not the most optimistic. You're a happy-go-lucky, optimistic guy by nature. You just ran through very reasoned, accurate explanation for why you're not touching the 10.5 line there. And I'm not saying that they're not capable of it. I'm not saying if they stay healthy that they're not capable of being a 12 or 13 win
no
team.
Doubt.
But I if I'm being realistic and honest, I'm thinking the same way you are. That's how I was talking yesterday. And I'm just wondering, did I influence you, or are you starting to look at this through a more skeptical prism just because of what's happened this offseason?
No, I've been skeptical all offseason. I have not kind of went on that they're going to win the division. I think that this is going to be a hard-fought, tough race. I think Green Bay is going to be right there. They're going to have to catch breaks. And in the past, I never really felt that way. Health is going to be even more important than it's ever been with this team because of the lack of depth that we're sitting here with right now. And the spots that we're weak are concerning to me. That's more why I'm probably – if it's a receiver thing, I'm not as concerned. The fact that it's the big fellas up front that I think you could say, where are we at and how are we going to play? And we don't know those answers. That gives me skepticism. And that's where my trepidation comes from on this. There is no way. I think this team, at a minimum, I think the floor is going to be 8. They're going to win 8 games. The ceiling could be as high to me as 13 or 14.
I agree with that part of it. Yep.
NFL seasons have a tough way of kind of – you don't see a lot of high, vaulted, beautiful ceilings. You see a lot of people having to scramble. Things have to fall their way like they did for New England, like they did for Denver last year, and then till they didn't. Green Bay, that's the part of this, and when you're banking on that, I think when healthy, this is a good roster. I think there's still, even when healthy, there's question marks. The fact that we're not healthy as we sit here and with the schedule, it does make me ponder and think that 10.5 just seems like a big mountain to climb right now.
They are setting up the tables.
Getting to be that time.
We're expecting the restaurant, which opens at 11, to get very busy.
Capacity crowd.
Including with many folks that are roughly my age, taking advantage of the great deals that they have here at Potawatomi. At Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
No doubt.
I will be very curious to see what the menu is, because I'm very much looking forward to my I've got my little lunch voucher. I'm very excited to have that. So we look forward to that. That's coming up. More Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Upgrade to Iron Jock. Available now at ironjock.com.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Canty.
You have to tip your cap to what Michigan was able to do. Now, last night's game, it didn't necessarily feel like a Michigan game because the scoring wasn't in the 90s. It felt much more like a UConn pace, but in essence, they played UConn's tempo and were able to do it better than them. And the way they did that was through their defense. They were able to protect the paint. They didn't give UConn any easy looks at the rim. Everything was contested. They switched everything on the defensive end. They didn't give UConn an opportunity to get downhill. Those ball handlers, Braylon Mullen, Solo Ball, those Silas Damari, they didn't give those guys any oxygen in terms of being able to create dribble penetration. And that's why UConn had to settle for a lot of jump shots. And conversely, the defensive stops were able to lead to opportunities in transition, opportunities for Michigan to get easy looks at the rim, and I thought that was the big difference in the game.
Smalls here. What if you could enjoy the flavor of a cocktail without the alcohol? Meet RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category that delivers bold taste and a warming sensation, but with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and zero calories. So you can celebrate with friends, unwind after a long day, and wake up tomorrow feeling great. It's all the ritual of a drink without the regret. Discover RK at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, the spirit without the alcohol.
You've said it before. This will only take a second. Just a quick glance. A fast reply. But on the road, seconds don't wait for you. They decide everything. Who stops, who doesn't, who makes it home. So next time your phone lights up, ask yourself, is this distraction worth a ticket or even a life? Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by NHTSA.
Homer here for Window Nation. Spring has arrived and it'll be a great time to open your windows and... Wait, your windows won't open easily? They leak when it rains? They have cracked glass? They need repainting again? It's time to talk with the pros at Window Nation and put an end to your window problems. Getting top quality custom fit windows from Window Nation, easy and affordable. Right now, during the More You Buy, the More You Save sale, save up to 50% off all your windows. Plus, you could get them with 0% interest financing for 5 years. As a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers, book a consultation and ask how you could score a pair of Brewers tickets. During uncertain times, one of the best investments you can make is your home. Experts report that windows retain 80% of their value. With Window Nation, you'll get windows that easily slide open and close, won't leak when it's rainy or windy, and are maintenance-free. Put an end to your window problems now. Save big with Window Nations. The more you buy, the more you save. Visit windownation.com to book a consultation.
Turn your dream kitchen into a reality with the IKEA Dream Kitchen event. Now through April 21st, IKEA family members save 10% when they spend $3,000 or more on section kitchen cabinets and eligible appliances and countertops. That's modern style, smart storage, and everyday functionality designed your way. Plus, section cabinets come with a 25-year limited warranty. Not sure where to start? IKEA's expert kitchen planners are here to guide you every step of the way. Your dream kitchen is closer than you think. So visit IKEA Oak Creek or IKEA.us today.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
As we roll on live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford, the lunch rush is, I can sense it. Remember that last time we were here, we went from a handful of ardent Wilde Tausch fans to a restaurant full of people, and we thought, gosh, we're popular. Then we realized what a great lunch option
half-price
Hard
lunch
Rock
day.
Casino Rockford is on Wednesdays.
We do have some great fans here, though. They've been hanging out all morning.
We do.
Packers and Brewers and Badgers gear galore.
From faraway places like Belvedere Kenosha. All right, so you went to the Hard Rock Casino Rockford sports book, which is that way?
Right over here. Yep,
right by
over
the
here.
Baccarat tables, or what is that?
If you get to Baccarat, you've gone too far.
Okay.
Just right over, tucked around here on the left-hand side. Beautiful TVs, great spot to watch.
Nice comfy chairs.
There's a golf tournament this week. There's a couple of baseball games this afternoon. Great spot to check
Oh, is that
out.
like the big game? We can't say.
I'm not sure. So I'm going to play that one safe. I don't know what the rules are.
He's a master of avoiding controversial things to say.
Big golf tournament.
Which Matt LaFleur was down there, rumor has it, earlier in the week.
Does he know it starts tomorrow?
It was the question that I had as well. I think apparently Gabe Neitzel was down there too.
Does he know it starts tomorrow?
They have like practice rounds you can go watch. So you already discussed the over-under for the win total. Last year you also took a flyer on Jordan Love for NFL MVP. Do you recall his odds last year, and have they gotten longer or shorter? And are you able to read those off the photo, which has your reflection of you holding your phone?
It's pretty good. So, yes, we ceremonially buried at the start of the show Jordan Love plus 2,500 last year.
Tore it up.
To win the NFL MVP. As of today, this is about, an hour and a half ago, I took this picture over at the kiosk here.
Okay, mere moments ago.
Hard Rock Sportsbook. Jordan Love plus 1,500 to win NFL
So they view him
MVP.
as more likely to be the MVP than they viewed him last year.
Correct. Now that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, the 10th best odds of any player in the National Football League entering the 2026 season. Plus 1,500. So by that metric, he is the 10th best option to win NFL MVP at plus 1,500. How do we feel?
Is that dabble worthy, old boy?
No, I don't think it's worthy at this point. I think that will change and flow. The reason I liked it last year is because it was 2,500, and that seemed more in line. This is a little too mainstream for me, and I understand why. Because I do think last year, with probably 4 or 5 games left, I thought it's still an outside shot, but there wasn't anybody that kind of jumped out the screen. Drake May, and I think Stafford finished so strong with his season, and I think people wanted to give it to Stafford because he's been a good soldier and he's been a really good player for a long time.
Lifetime Achievement Award.
That helps validate. So Jordan Love has gotten better. He's gotten better every year. I love his trajectory. Obviously, so does Hard Rock Casino Rockford and Las Vegas and everybody else. They view it the same way. So it's not as enticing to me. I think he is going to throw the football more. I know everybody thinks ripping it down to the studs, and it's going to be – I agree with what Joe had to say on our show a couple weeks ago. I think you now at the point with Jordan Love where he is in such command of what this offense is, and you have wide receivers that you're going to feel. If Matthew Golden's the guy you want him to be, and we saw what he did in the Bears game, and we're expecting him to build, I want Jordan Love throwing the football more. And that's kind of where I look at this. And when you throw the football more and you put up bigger stats and your team wins, you get put into the MVP race, and that's why I think his odds are shorter than they were last year.
So what I thought was interesting, and obviously I went to his event in Appleton where he gave out cleats to teams, his charitable thing that he does, and it's great, but it's based on touchdowns. And it was, for some reason, jarring to me that he gave out 23 teams worth of cleats because it was per touchdown. Did it not feel like he threw more than 23 touchdown passes last season? Like, that number seemed so small. I mean, obviously it was great that all these teams got outfitted. It's a great charity that he does, and I love that he does it. But it felt like he had a better statistical season than he apparently did. And I know he didn't play in that JV game that I did such a good job of covering in Minneapolis, and he was knocked out of the Bears game, so that cost him, a game and a half. He missed the Baltimore game with the concussion. So now you're talking about, 14 and a half games that he played in? But is that not surprising that his number was that low? Because you don't usually win an MVP with 23 touchdown passes.
Well, he didn't win the MVP.
I understand, but we kind of I think we spent a lot of time talking about his candidacy. Just for the record, in the National Football League last season, Matthew Stafford threw 46 touchdown passes against 8 picks. Jared Goff, 34. Drake May, 31. Dak Prescott, 30. Trevor Lawrence, 29. Caleb Williams, 27. I'm still going. Justin Herbert, 26. Baker Mayfield, 26. Sam Darnold, 25. Bo Nix, 25. Josh Allen, 25. Jalen Hurts, 25.
So he's not even top
Jordan
half of the
Love,
league.
20. Or Aaron Rodgers, 24. And Jordan Love tied for 14th with Bryce Young and Jacoby Brissett with 23 touchdown passes.
Woof. Yeah, I just told you I wasn't going to put money on it. So am I surprised a little bit at the number? Yeah. It is a little lighter, and I think there's reasons for that. I think had Tucker Crafts, you can make an excuse for anything. I do think that Matt LaFleur needs to put more on Jordan and let Jordan cook. And if you do that, you're going to see more touchdowns, especially in that red area. Mm-hmm. Josh Jacobs, I think, had a streak last year where he had how many straight games where he had a rushing touchdown?
7 or 8, yep.
When you start, there's that give and that take. And, Aaron Rodgers threw a lot of touchdown passes. A lot of them were 1 yards.
You're right.
And a lot of them were to Devontae Adams, who loves catching 1-yard touchdown passes.
Just like we love our visits to Hard Rock Casino Rockford and the fact that it is now 11 o'clock and lunch is soon to be served.
Lunch is going to be served. It's Wednesday, and it's senior day down here. You're 55 and older. Come on into the kitchen, baby. Let's get some grub. You're going to get 50% off of any bill under $40. So come on in. There's going to be a lot of great diverse dining options. You got great museum-worthy memorabilia. Love seeing Dolly up there. I don't know if Dolly's going to make it down here. I'd love to see her, and I would come watch. Jesse came and watched Terry Bradshaw on this very stage, right?
No, he was in the music venue over there.
He was in the music venue.
Yeah, he wasn't up here. There was someone else going on.
You got all that. We already hit the sports book, which is fantastic. Great, comfortable chairs. You got all of the UU Noodle Bar. You got all these slot machines. You got high-limit rooms. You got baccarat. You got everything that you're looking for. And I used to say it was 60 minutes. It's less than 60 minutes from Madison to Rockford.
Depends who's at the wheel.
That's true, but it is literally right off of exit 15 on your way down
State
off
Street.
of I-90.
Yep.
You'll see the big old beautiful purple and gold guitar at Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
You would think the 10 o'clock hour was over, but you'd be wrong.
We got another segment?
We do indeed. More Wilde Tausch live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Next, stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Hi, I'm Eric Zauner, Marine Corps veteran and board member for the Center for Veterans Issues, calling on the community to tee it up for a great cause. On Monday, June 15th, CVI is hosting its 5th annual golf outing at the River Club in Mequon. This year's event is supporting CVI's Permanent Supportive Housing Program, dedicated to assisting chronically homeless or disabled veterans and their families. Grab your clubs and support our veterans today. Register to golf, sponsor, or donate at cvivet.org/events.
April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and you can take action locally. Join La Causa on April 13th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at Blue Tender, a special fundraising event at Blue at the Pfister, supporting La Causa's Crisis Nursery, southeastern Wisconsin's only shelter providing emergency care for children in crisis. Enjoy a night out while giving back, with 100% of tips and 10% of bar sales donated, and all proceeds matched. Make your impact go twice as far. Visit lacausa.org for details.
Turn those hoop dreams into reality with Precision Sports, your one-stop shop in southeastern Wisconsin for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator basketball hoop systems, installation of new or old hoops, and completely customizable painted court lines. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tausch here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
When you work smart, incredible things can happen. By joining Smart 18, the union for Wisconsin sheet metal workers, you'll open the door to a brighter future. You'll learn and earn more. Enjoy awesome benefits across the board. Build a great career and feel empowered and supported every step of the way. The smartest career decision you'll ever make starts with Smart 18. Find out more today at smart18info.com.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick.
Your email said you had a big surprise.
Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring.
They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that?
Evermore.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for.
Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold. Evermore, just $998.
Or $1498 with a 1-carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation. 262-235-3980. 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary. You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Did you leave Jesse behind?
No, so Jesse ran into one of his buddies, and I immediately said, "What tier are you?" And he said tier 3. Jesse agreed.
So his friends are self-aware enough to know where
Jesse's
they are.
He's very honest with his friends about where they're at tier-wise.
Wow.
What are the odds?
Well, then I asked
Does
him,
he get to move up because he came down
I
here?
said,
to
"Is there a
come to
way
the
you can
show?"
give Jesse a ride home?" And he said, "Absolutely."
What are the odds that I run into a friend who lives in Springfield, Illinois, who happens to be here?
Is that the state capital?
For a completely different reason. Just happens to be here today.
Is he 55 and over? Is he here for lunch?
He is not. He was a couple years younger than me at Bradley University. Harvard of Peoria.
So wait,
Keenan.
So running into your tier 3 friend.
Just wait, his name's Keenan?
Keenan, yeah.
I almost got to go put some on Keenan Bradley then. There might be some.
Isn't that Keegan Bradley?
Isn't it Keenan Bradley?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Keenan Allen.
The way they played in the Ryder
Allen.
Cup, that's why I didn't put it on him. Because that PP Ryder Cup performance.
PP?
Think about it.
Yeah. Wake up with your blank hot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you went over there and you ran into a friend. Does this mean that you've come back from the sports book twice now during a 2-hour and 8-minute show thus far without the information that you went over there to get?
Yes. Yeah. It got totally distracted. Yeah.
Okay.
They did not have any listed odds, I can say this, for Matt LaFleur to get fired or be the first coach fired. So for those in the YouTube comments who are suggesting we put $5 down on Matt LaFleur getting fired just to see if it happens. It could be a
Hey, you
good
know what?
payday.
Everybody into YouTube, and I was in the chat today. It's the first
You
time
were.
I've ever figured out.
Yes, indeed.
If you really want to put $5, just go burn it. Like, if that's what you want to wager on, just go crumple it up, start kindling it, burn it, because that money is done, if that's what you're looking
They
for.
just gave him an extension. They're not going to fire him this year.
Yeah,
especially mid-season.
Not
Especially
during-
be the
no,
first.
certainly not during the season.
It's not
No.
happening,
Yeah.
Cap.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you got the information that you were looking for, sort of.
And I found a friend.
And you ran into a Tier 3 friend. All right.
I am trying to think who is going to be the first coach that's going to be on the hot seat.
Well, why did I give you the top of the hour to think about that?
Vrabel.
No, I think KOC might be on the hot seat.
No.
I think he won the power struggle there with
You
the
won
general
it until you don't
manager.
win it.
That's true. Speaking of not winning, tune into the new season of Behind the Bucks.
Oh, I was going to say, that could go a lot of different ways.
On the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. The great Charlie Behrens narrates the Bucks versus the World. It is season 6. And, of course, Charlie does a great job of narrating that. And you can listen to it on not just Bucks.com/plus, but the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford starts in 2 minutes. So stick around. It's Wilde Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling. Trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we believe in doing things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else when you can find the same trusted products you want and need at unbeatable farm and fleet prices? Right now, rewards members get a free $10 Blaine's gift card with an $80 estate fertilizer purchase, $10 off estate premium 4-in-1 all-season lawn treatment, and assorted Trooper garden tools just $9.99. Find value this spring so you can do your thing. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
An open house like no other, our Siding Unlimited and Outdoor Living Unlimited open house brings in product reps so you can see, touch, feel the product, and talk to the manufacturer reps directly from Pella, Sunrise, Marvin Windows and Doors, LP SmartSide, Certainteed Roofing, TimberTech Decking, County Pavers, and Screen Rooms. Everything is here for your next project at one place, one time on Saturday, April 25th from 9 to 1 p.m. Details at sidingunlimited.com and outdoorlivingunlimited.com.
We have standards in Wisconsin. Cheese should squeak. Sports and tailgating go hand in hand with brats aplenty. And beef is a delicacy where each bite makes you close your eyes for a second. For 50 years, Bunzel's has been hand-selecting the finest beef, making homemade specialty sausages, and crafting award-winning jerky right here at home. Because Wisconsin is still cattle country, quality isn't optional. It's expected. And after 5 decades, Bunzel's still delivers. Stop in today at 90th and Burleigh or at bunzels.com.
You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts right on time at 11:13. Live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford. The crowd is starting to fill. The word is out, 50% off if you've achieved that 55th birthday, which I am still short of, thankfully, for another year. But can't wait till we come back here next year.
We should be here for your 55th birthday.
That's a great point, actually.
We should do a birthday party here.
It's a really good idea. Yeah. And it won't be. There's already people that are agreeing to come, so that's a good thing. and half your meal is on me.
Hope it's on a Wednesday.
So you have some. We have a Bears fan that's here to take advantage of the bargains.
Oh no!
We can have
those
we
around here.
We can go back to our Bears discussion. But you have been tracking the Brewers win total projection because you earlier this had the season started.
No, so the opening weekend of the NCAA tournament, when I meet with my buddies, I always look before I leave town when I'm in a state where it's legal to put a wager on the Brewers season because pretty much every year since 2021,
it's hit.
The Brewers have exceeded expectations. For whatever reason, we talked about this with Dom Catronio at the start of the year. For whatever reason, the odds makers just don't value the Brewers before the season starts. And then immediately when the season starts, as we've seen this year, they went out of 8 of their first 10 games. They played 11. They're 8-3. One of the best teams in baseball to begin the season. Then the odds change. So I was able to grab the Brewers' regular season win total at 84.5 the week before the season started.
Tausch, you like that?
84.5, yeah.
84.5. So I took, obviously, the over on the wins for a team that was the best record in baseball last year. And that was that meant they would have to win 12 fewer games than last year, and they would still
be over.
Exceed that over total.
Yep.
Okay.
It is already up as of a few minutes ago here at Hard Rock Casino Rockford to 87.5. And that's the equivalent of that's changing that mark after the equivalent of playing one NFL game in the scope of that season.
Sure.
So the Brewers have played 10 games, 10 out of 162, one game essentially like the NFL season. So for the line to already change by 3 wins from what it was at the start of the season to now tells me that we're right back to where we expect the Brewers are going to be from last year. So now the 88, if you want to put it down today, for the Brewers over total, which I would still take. I took them also to hit the 90 win mark a couple of weeks ago. I feel good about that one still. It was plus 200 to hit 90 wins.
Okay.
For a team that I think is going to win the division, I feel really good about that. And from what I've seen so far from the team and their ability to score runs and battle back when they're down and the pitching staff developing and the team won't look the same in a month or two as it does today. Like, I love what the Brewers are cooking, and I love how the odds makers still have it listed here at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
So we're back in a month, and my guess is that number will be back closer to your initial.
It'll go back. It'll go down.
You think it's going to go down?
It's going to stick closer to 84, 85 than what 88, 89. Yes, that's what I think.
What makes you say that?
Because it's hard to continue to win. Like baseball is obviously it's a tough, long slog.
It's true.
Do I think they're going to continue to hit? Do I think that old boy Mitchell is going to continue on this torrid pace? I hope so. But baseball has a way of humbling you and kind of evening things out. So this team, while love Pat Murphy, not having any conversations around Pablo's birthday, there's going to be ebbs and flows. And I would just think that this right now lost the game last night with the Miz pitching. Hopefully this afternoon we'll find a way to get one. But things seem to level themselves out, and I think it's going to be much closer to that 84, 85 wins than what it was last year.
By the time we're here next, Jackson Chourio will be back in the lineup.
Should be.
Right?
Yeah, should be. By the time we're here in mid to late May, he 2 to 4 weeks was what he was expected to miss. So should be thinking about that coming back soon.
And just because I know how much you love Craig Counsell and the good people that root for the Chicago Cubs, where's their win total? Is it lower?
I didn't go over and look at the Cubs win total because I'm not worried about them. I can say this, though. The Cubs were the favorite to win the NL Central before the season started. That has already shifted. The Brewers now have the shortest odds to win the division, and it's pretty much a 2-horse race. Going into the season...
But the Pirates were supposed to be good this year.
They got Skeens, and he roughed up on opening day. The Reds were expected to be a lot better. Their odds were significantly higher a couple of weeks ago than they are now. The Cardinals were expected to be better than they are. They're back pretty far down. It's basically the Brewers and Cubs duking it out all season long for who's going to win the NL Central. And the Brewers, as of 20 minutes ago have better odds than the Cubs here at the Hard Rock to win the NL Central. Feel pretty good about that, too.
Okay, well, you're definitely happy that every game that Craig Counsell loses, that's for sure. Speaking of losers.
Is there any food that you smell with your ears more than fajitas?
You have your headphones on. How did you
I can
hear
smell the sizzle. Like maybe a steak.
I can smell the
maybe a steak on like one of those really with butter melted. But is there any you can smell more with your ears than a fajita?
I'm still amazed that you.
That's a
can hear
great
the
take, Tausch.
fajitas go
No,
by.
I mean, somebody tell me
headphones
something.
on.
Somebody tell me something that you can smell more with your ears than fajitas.
Bubble gum? You hear the pop of a bubble gum and
Rice Krispies,
popcorn.
Yeah. See, now we're getting somewhere. You're bringing
popcorn,
something.
you hear it and you smell.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think popcorn. Popcorn immediately takes me back to high school gymnasiums. Like I smell popcorn, I think I'm going to be back at a high school gymnasium.
More so than a movie theater?
Yep.
Huh.
I smell with your ears.
He's
put
right.
Put it on the list.
He's right.
I know he's right. The question is not whether he's right.
Yeah.
The question is just how his brain works.
How about
It
like
just is always
a
fast.
burger on the grill? Because before you
smell
smell
of
the burger,
charcoal,
you flip
you know.
the burger, you hear it.
Yeah, I would say maybe if you're smoking a brisket, maybe, but you're not really hearing.
You're not hearing that. You're not hearing how chewy it is.
Yeah.
That's that. Smell with your ears. I guess we know what you're ordering.
Maybe.
Now I smell it with my nose, and it
See,
smells
I
very
definitely
good.
smelled it when it went by. I saw it go by. I smelled it with my eyes, and I smelled it with my nose, but I had my headphones on, so I didn't hear the
Smells
sizzle.
great.
But speaking of sizzling, we have not been sizzling in trivia this week. We're off to a rough start.
We've been undercooked.
But we are going to cook today. It is Wednesday. We are at the Hard Rock Casino.
If Hard Rock Casino Rockford jumped into our trivia and added as to be the fourth partner of our trivia, would you want $20 in food, $20 in sportsbook credit, or $20 in table play?
Oh wow!
No, I'm taking the $20 in food, and I'm coming on Wednesday because then it's
okay.
It's really more like $40.
I'm taking my $20 to the sports book, and then I'm going to try and double or triple it, and then I'll still have enough for food.
Okay, I'm going to go. I want to just put it down on either red, black, or a blackjack hand. That's what I would do. So all three of us would do something different.
That's fun.
That is fun. That's why I brought it up.
Since we're in Rockford at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford, it is not Wisconsin Geography Wednesday.
It's Rockford Wednesday.
It is Illinois Geography Wednesday. And I even see a latitudinally in here, which brings me joy, as there were a few comments last week that we went through 6 questions.
They missed your latitudinally.
A latitudinally
so
or a
it's back.
longitudinally. Jesse, wait a minute. Let's ask Hunter. He's really been the steady rock of a show that's kind of been all over the map at Hard Rock.
He's been our Hard Rock.
Hunter, what caller would you like for trivia?
Let's go, since there's been some Jordan Love talk, let's go number 10.
What president of the United States was Gerald Ford?
Come on.
You are Gerald Ford.
I don't remember what number presidents are.
Look at the size of that pretzel.
Holy smokes. When did they get pretzels like that?
Those are big pretzels now.
Whoa.
Do you think they went with a mustard sauce?
Or
there's got to be a cheese and a mustard.
It looks like
with
there's
that.
a flight of dips.
Oh, my God. That looks incredible.
I know what I'm ordering. Caller 10 right now for trivia presented by...
Interesting they both ordered pretzels. Normally
that is a great point.
Normally you'd say, let's split this and get something else.
And get something else, right? A different
They're both
appetizer.
going with the pretzel.
They know what they're doing. Yeah,
maybe they're germaphobes. They don't want to share.
Could be.
I would want to share if I got a pretzel like that.
You just want them to share with you.
I might get my own pretzel. If
I'm
we're having
guessing
lunch
they
here
just
afterwards.
say, please stop talking about us, and we'll oblige.
They don't want to enjoy their pretzel. They didn't sign up for this.
It is time for trivia, presented by Iron Jock, Cousin Subs, and Vortex Golf. As Hunter said, caller 10 right now for Illinois geography trivia. Caller 10 right now, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. We will play trivia after I tell you about Walney Legal Group. And it's ironically enough, Paula is texting me right now because her mom is dealing with some challenges in the aftermath of losing her partner a few months ago because he didn't have all of his affairs in order. And I don't either. I've been derelict in my duty. That's why I'm so glad we have Walney Legal Group on our team now as one of our great sponsors, because they specialize in estate planning, wills, trusts, probate, elder care, which is something that certainly Maddie and Sid are going to have to think about for me at some point, and special needs planning as well. Custom, personalized experiences, not cookie-cutter, one-size-fits-all solutions. It's an uncomfortable necessity. I can agree on both those words. It is uncomfortable, but it is a necessity, and that's why I'm glad Walney is helping me through their smooth, easy, and as painless as possible process where they take care of us from start to finish. They like to say that it's lawyering the way it should be, with clear communication, expertise, personal service, and a modern approach, as they are among the best lawyers in America. So go to their website, walneylegal.com. walneylegal.com. That's WALNY legal.com to start the conversation. Do not put it off. Do not. Just use me as a cautionary tale and go to the website, walneylegal.com. More Wilde Tausch and trivia next, live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford, so stick around.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All the antics.
We had the same situation when I played with Holmgren.
You okay?
I almost broke my chair.
Yeah, you almost fell out of your chair there.
All the action.
Micah Parsons is healthy, and if Tucker Kraft is healthy, the Packers are in that Super Bowl. I think that they would have run through the NFC. I think they beat Seattle. I think that they are the NFC representative in that game.
The best of both worlds lives right here. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Need a quick, delicious way to fuel your day? Try one of our new protein power plays from Cousin Subs. Power Ham, Power Turkey, Power Club, Power Tuna. 4 craveable 5-inch subs on freshly baked Italian bread. Packed with protein, up to 33 grams. All for just $7.99 for a limited time. It's the flavor you love with the fuel you need. Grab a protein power play in store, online, or on the Cousin Subs app today. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Remember how you felt when you were 25? Your morning workouts were a breeze. You had a drive that kicked in way before your first cup of coffee. Does it feel like you're losing your edge? You know, it might not be your age. It could be low testosterone. At Mentality, we'll get to the bottom of what's really going on and build a personalized plan using testosterone replacement and peptide therapies to help restore your energy, focus, and drive. Get back to being the guy you used to be. Book your appointment with Mentality at lowtusa.com. Again, that's lowtusa.com.
Put Brewers weekends back on your schedule when the Crew take on the Nationals April 10th through the 12th. Collect a new Mish trading card bobblehead for the first 25,000 fans on Saturday the 11th, courtesy of Toyota. Then reserve Sunday for a full day of family fun. Kids can run the bases, get autographs, and the first 5,000 kids get a Brewers wiffle ball set, courtesy of Joy. Plus, it's a kids cheer free Sunday. Grab your seat at brewers.com/tickets.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
1896, Horicon Bank first opened its doors. Wisconsin wasn't even 50 years old.
We've maintained our roots over the years and yet expanded.
We empower our people to invest in the community. We give them 40 hours of volunteer time.
We're doing it with a personal touch, with a desire to say yes to our customers.
You shouldn't have to work with a bank that sends their profits to New York City or Toronto. You can keep your money here and it benefits Wisconsin.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
What if your screens could disappear until you needed them? Meet Pella's 250 series vinyl windows with the accordion hidden screen. Designed to give you a clearer view with 44% more light than conventional screens. The hidden screen appears when the window opens to let in fresh air, then tucks away when you don't need it, giving you a clearer view that's beautiful, practical, and even easier to clean. Order today and get 0% interest until 2030. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Legacy? Yingling, 197 years family owned. That's elite. But legends evolve. Meet Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Just 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and it actually tastes like beer. Crisp, clean, goes the distance. No regret in a can here. Your beer should keep up with you. Flight's putting up MVP numbers in the light beer game. The other guys on the bench. Wisconsin, level up. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
As we roll on here at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford, this menu, by the way, there is so much good stuff to choose from. I don't even know how we're going to pick for lunch. But we did pick a caller for trivia. It's time now for Wilde Tausch trivia. Illinois geography trivia.
Tricky.
Presented by Vortex Golf, Iron Jock, and Cousin Subs.
Wilde Tausch Trivia is presented by Iron Jock. No stank, just performance. And proudly Wisconsin built. Shop now at ironjock.com. By Cousin Subs. Try the new Protein Power Plays. For subs loaded with protein and made with fresh ingredients you love. All for just $7.99. And by Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
Let's welcome in our contestant. It is Dwayne in a bigger truck. Bigger than the previous truck he had, or bigger than someone else's truck? I don't know. Dwayne, good morning. How are you, buddy?
Doing good.
Bigger truck than the one you previously were driving?
Well, you always had Mark with a big truck, and I think I'm in a bigger truck than Mark, so.
Sizes and everything.
Are you down in the Rockford area? If I decide to leave Jesse back here, could you grab it?
Jesse in your bigger truck?
I could be. I'm in Janesville.
Oh, yeah, that's right up the street.
Perfect.
Like a 30-minute drive, not even.
Jesse will buy you lunch, too. He'll find somebody 55 and over to save him half the price.
It's a good idea.
Weren't we supposed to pick up Kay in Cambridge on the way down?
She never got back to us, but yeah, we would have been more than happy to grab Kay.
All right, Dwayne, let's play Illinois geography trivia. Question number 1 is this. Home to Illinois State University and also a corporate hub for a major national insurance company, the Twin Cities of Bloomington Normal in central Illinois are referred to by locals by what nickname? Is it Blono, Blormal, or Bloomormal? This is a terrible question.
I'm going to go with A.
Good answer. Good answer.
Blono. No.
Bloomington Normal.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 2, Dwayne.
I really just wanted you to say those 3 words
I'm sure
on a stage in front of everybody. That was the goal there.
I'm glad the 55 and over crowd is a little later arriving, that they missed that question. Question 2, Dwayne, is this. If any patrons at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford are traveling to the tourist town of Galena, Illinois, later today, which direction would they primarily be traveling? Okay, you're going from the Hard Rock Casino Rockford to Galena, Illinois. Are you traveling primarily east, south, or west?
West.
Dang.
I'll say this.
Well,
first
he
of
knows
all,
his stuff.
First person this week to get the first question right.
Or the second question.
And now the first person to get the second question.
Yeah.
Dwayne, no pressure. But there's an opportunity here to have a lot more poker chips in the cheese fry helmet on Friday if you can get question 3, which is this. Latitudinally, which of these college towns in Illinois is located farthest south? Farthest south. Is it DeKalb, Macomb, or Carbondale?
Carbondale.
Oh, man.
This son of a gun knows his stuff.
He's in a big truck. He knows his directions.
Easy.
Dwayne, what's your favorite road trip car game?
Road trip where?
Like your car, when you have passengers with you, like in your, because you obviously know your way around. What is your favorite, like when you're doing a road trip, what are you doing? Or are you just listening to podcast, music, radio?
Listening to Wilde Tausch, of course.
Well, I know that, but
I would say probably load the truck up and head to Door County.
Okay.
There you go.
Door County.
Very nice.
Dwayne, congratulations. The first 2 contestants this week each got 1 question right. You have gotten more questions right today than they did combined.
Wow.
You got all 3. That means you've got 4 entries into Friday's drawing, and having better odds is a really good thing now that we have not only Cousin Subs and Iron Jock, which are both great partners, but now Vortex Golf also involved in trivia. So, Dwayne, good luck in the drawing on Friday, buddy. We appreciate your loyalty to the show. Thanks.
Great show. Love you guys.
Right.
Love you
Dwayne,
guys.
safe travels,
thanks,
buddy.
Dwayne.
Dwayne's winning that prize this week.
Well, now you put the whammy on him. One of the one.
got 4.
They're gonna have like the. It'll be the Patrick Ewing ping pong ball for one of the first 2 people, maybe.
Dwayne's
But
a heavy favorite.
He unlike Jordan Love for MVP, he is a heavy favorite.
Oh,
He's positioned
here.
himself really well.
He has indeed. All right. Speaking of positioned well, we have plenty of time for Whoa Nelly, which is next, live from the Hard Rock Casino Rockford. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Got your tax refund? Before it mysteriously disappears, invest it in something you'll actually see every day. Your home. At Exterior Pros and Baths, turn that refund into energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath remodel. And they'll take it even further with $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during the April savings event. But don't wait. This offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
One of the most important concepts in sports is don't drop the ball. Are you dropping the ball with your estate plan? When was it last updated? Have you even done one at all? It's ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde for Walney Legal Group. There's a lot at stake for you and your family when it comes to wills, trusts, probate, and elder planning. At Walney Legal, that's all they do. Tailored documents. No confusing legal jargon. Just thoughtful guidance. Do the blocking and tackling to protect your family. Start a conversation today at WalneyLegal.com.
Hey, it's Gary Ellison for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking to escape the cold or take a midday break? Get your game on at Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center, where it's always golf season. Play more than 2,000 courses, including over 50 right here in Wisconsin. And even that famous course where they hand out green jackets. Top tech simulators, great food, and the best Bloody Marys around. This is your year-round slice of summer. Bays start at just $35 an hour, Monday through Friday. Book your bay today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Summertime is when the largest number of homes hit the market,
which makes it the bottom of the ninth for sellers. Homes that show well, get priced right, move first.
Yeah! This is Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf and Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Sal Alioto. In a crowded summer market, smart pricing, preparation, and expert local strategies make all the difference.
Get started today with our white glove selling experience at wendorfteam.kw.com.
Tony Wendorf and Associates.
A real estate team driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
If you still think sports bar means sticky floors and basic wings, you're doing it wrong. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Alex Strofe, and I got to tell you about Veer North, right in the heart of Milwaukee's East Side. Veer North, flipping the game day experience. Better cocktails, great pizza, and a menu that goes way beyond the usual. Catch every big play on their wall-to-wall screens in a space that feels like a night out. From the big game or your next client meeting, Veer North delivers every time. Veer North, where Milwaukee watches the game elevated.
We have standards in Wisconsin. Cheese should squeak. Sports and tailgating go hand in hand with brats aplenty. And beef is a delicacy where each bite makes you close your eyes for a second. For 50 years, Bunzel's has been hand-selecting the finest beef, making homemade specialty sausages, and crafting award-winning jerky right here at home. Because Wisconsin is still cattle country, quality isn't optional. It's expected. And after 5 decades, Bunzel's still delivers. Stop in today at 90th and Burleigh or at bunzels.com.
Your brand doesn't need more square footage.
It needs more wow.
When you work with Captivate Exhibits, trade show booths become magnets. Lobbies become living stories. Break rooms become culture builders.
Captivate creates experiences people don't just see, they feel.
For more than 30 years, their award-winning team has transformed big ideas into bold brand moments that command attention and drive results.
Stop blending in.
Start captivating.
Visit CaptivateExhibits.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
See, I don't want to make any assumptions, but one of the 3 guys that were here before the show even started, sitting back there.
Yeah.
They knew it was Wo Nelly, and one of them just left. Now, maybe he just had to use the restroom. But they probably decided this was a good time to maybe take a potty break, because now it's time.
That's rude.
For Wo Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Wo Nelly
on Wilde Tausch.
Milwaukee Brewers in Boston visiting the Red Sox.
So when do you decide to pick when you're going to do your accent?
Because
I would have thought you'd have said, hey, Boston.
Almost every time I say Boston, I just kind of naturally slide into talking with a Boston accent.
Still can't believe that landed you your wife.
Yeah, pretty remarkable. At Maury's Bar in Beaver Dam. So,
because when I think of Bostonians, I think of Beaver Dam.
The Brewers and the Red Sox playing a matinee rubber game of a 3-game set at Fenway this afternoon. They lost last night with the Miz on the mound. I am very excited. It got me thinking because we are going to Boston.
You're vacillating between the accent
I can't
and
decide
not.
if I want to stick with it.
It's tough.
We are going to Boston as part of a little East Coast trip at the end of May. Okay. And I am responsible for making sure that we get tickets to go to a Red Sox game, which is the one thing I said I for sure want to do when we're in Boston. Fenway Park is the one stadium in all of sports that remains on my list. Like, I want to make sure I go see a game there more than anywhere else. Is there a stadium on either of your lists that you have not yet been to that you would make sure that you want to go see a game at before your time on this earth is
So I've been to
complete?
Wimbledon, but I have not been to watch a match. That's where I would pick Wimbledon to go watch.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
That's a great one.
Thanks a lot.
I have been to both Fenway and Wrigley.
Yeah. I hear Fenway's better.
They both have their unique charm. Are the tickets to the seats up on top of the Green Monster, which obviously when I was growing up as a kid, there was just a net there, right? Bucky Dent hits that home run into the net. Are those? Could you buy those, or are those like season ticket holder seats like that. How cool would it be to watch a game from there?
I think they're very expensive. I don't know if they're private or how that works, but I haven't even looked into it.
I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah.
I've seen a game at Camden Yards.
That's another one.
Which was another bucket list
Brewers
one.
play there in September over a weekend. I have a friend who lives in Baltimore. I'm thinking about it.
I'm trying to think. You know what? I've never seen a game at Madison Square Garden.
Oh.
And I would pick that.
What would you go see? Because there's a lot of events there.
Bruce Springsteen.
Oh. That's interesting.
I don't know. I've never seen him before. I'm told that I have to see him before he retires.
Okay.
Maybe Richard Marx, who I saw his guitar is over there, and then Will.i.am's pants I saw on the wall as well. I mean, I guess I would maybe want to go to the Big East tournament to see that at Madison Square
Garden.
Garden.
To see like an opening round Big East where it's not a huge crowd, but there's enough there where there's some buzz. That'd be kind of fun. Like, I wouldn't want to go to a New York Rangers game. That wouldn't feel the same to me.
I'm not interested in that. I am interested in tomorrow. I would like to be in Las Vegas, not to wager, but to watch the Badgers and our buddy Ben Dexheimer.
Frozen 4, 4 o'clock tomorrow after
the captain.
Puck drop, ESPN 2.
Indeed.
All right.
Whoa,
Nelly! I won an NCAA tournament pool I forgot I was in.
Just between you, Becca, and Mo?
No, it was run by our good friend Alex Strofe, producer of Kyle Bruston Nortman, host of Mr. Irrelevant, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channels. I forgot that I submitted an entry the night before the tournament started and sent him a $10
Pick Florida to win it?
I did not. I had all 4 of the final 4 correct, and I had Michigan beating UConn in the championship. It's the best bracket I've ever filled out. And I forgot about it until he texted me with 4 minutes left in the championship game on Monday night and said, "Your bracket's incredible. Venmo coming shortly." And I thought...
Not only that, but Josh DiMaggio finished 4th, so he has to admit that he lost to you, which I don't know how much money you made, but that may be priceless.
Not nothing. Have you ever won something you didn't know you were eligible to win?
No, I don't understand how this happened.
Me neither.
Like you weren't even keeping track of it?
Yeah, because we went on our big trip. We had this WIA state basketball that opening weekend. A lot going on that weekend. I won a bunch with my friends, and I just forgot that I had submitted a bracket in a pool that
I put in a Final Four that was accurate, and a championship game that was accurate, and a winner that was accurate.
All 4? Final 4? Had them right? Michigan over UConn.
A charmed life.
Great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
How's your fantasy team doing? Your baseball fantasy team?
Do you really think that that story is the equivalent of telling everyone how my fantasy team?
Are you in a baseball fantasy league?
No.
Oh, I would have loved to have heard more about it.
Whoa, Nelly! Can I get a ride back with you?
You got to go all the way to Green Bay, or I guess I did
it's
drive
on the
through.
way.
So quick question.
It is on the way.
So when I left my house this morning, it was going to send me through Milwaukee on my Google Maps, and I said no. I always go through Madison when I come to Hard Rock Casino Rockford. It was a horse apiece. I just thought that was odd that it sent me that way, because if I'd have followed that advice, then I would not be able to drop you off. But it sounds like maybe you could use a ride.
I think I might need to take you up on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa, Nelly! Did you guys hear Doc Rivers speculating post game that it sounds like he's going to be hanging it up?
No. There's been smaller story. I haven't heard anything about that possibility.
He didn't say specifically that he would be retiring.
Did he say that Taylor Jenkins is going to take over for him too?
He did say he's got grandkids who are getting older, and he'd like to make sure that he's got enough time to spend with them.
Family.
Sounds like among all the things going on with the Bucs.
I think there's a good lesson to be learned in all of this, though. Obviously, the Bucs got rid of Adrian Griffin. I believe Giannis wanted Adrian Griffin, and then after 35 or 37, whatever it was, he didn't want him. And that's, again, I've changed my tune when it comes to listening to star players and how much input they have. I want them to be involved, but not to the degree that I think a lot of our Wisconsin sports legends have been. But when somebody needs to be prodded to do something, probably not do it. Doc Rivers had a great job at ESPN. They really wanted him. I'm not so sure how badly Doc wanted to get back into coaching. And you can throw enough money at somebody that will sway them, but I don't know if you ever really get them. And I don't know where Doc's had. Obviously, things didn't work out.
It's true.
The Dame thing, and there's just a lot of stuff that didn't work. But I didn't love the hire when it happened. I didn't like anything about it. And when you have to coerce or really go to that degree, how many times does that work out? It's like players when they start talking about retiring. Okay, you can maybe steal a year, but I'm not banking on them doing 5-10 more years. Like, I'm just not. Doc, I think, had when his time, when he left, was it the Clippers? When he left Boston because they weren't going to win.
Philadelphia was on the way out
just
there.
There's something there. I think it's a lesson you should look back at, and it's great to have that name. It's great to have that, he's more than happy to share his resume with his team and with everybody else. I would argue that there's more disappointment on that resume than there is success. He is a Hall of Famer. He's a great player. He's had a really good coaching career, but I don't know how much of that sway was. He's a Marquette guy, and the fact that we had to pay him top dollar to get him out of the booth. I think it's a good lesson to be learned that maybe isn't always the best case.
I think that's a great point. They definitely twisted his arm to take that job. They needed someone that was, in their opinion anyway, the opposite of what Adrian Griffin was, which was a first-time head coach that was inexperienced. And then let's not forget, they were going to have a veteran, Terry Stotts, a former head coach, as his kind of guiding guy alongside him, and then that fell apart before the season even started, and they went their separate ways. So, again, things have gotten pretty frustrating, obviously, in that building. And I'm glad you said it the way you did, Tausch, because I've been reading a few different things, and Giannis has certainly distanced himself from any suggestion that he has any input, which I don't find believable, personally. Jesse, are you going to broach the hottest story going in sports during Whoa Nelly, or are you going to avoid that?
And what would that story
Whoa Nelly! That would be the story, I believe, page 6 of the New York Post with photos of Diana Rossini from The Athletic.
Oh, I hadn't heard.
Jesse, I'm going to throw you a lifeline because unlike when it's Rich Eisen, and I know a lot of our powers that be at ESPN Wisconsin are always on us about getting out, making sure we're on time, and we should be. We got a Brewer game, so we have to be out. We don't have a choice.
Yeah, I know.
I know. That's why I'm throwing him a lifeline.
I saw that, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to pass on the
I kind of figured you would.
Story.
I was reading the rundown, and you had it in there. I was going to ask you why you chose to not get to that one in the Whoa Nelly rundown.
I mean, I saw some things were trending last night. I didn't really fully investigate. I thought that she had a big story of some news this offseason.
Okay. Well, we'll save that for other shows to discuss.
Okay.
And we will get ready to bid farewell as lunch is now starting to heat up. It is lunchtime.
Oh, yeah.
We'll wrap things up live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Mark Tausch here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Put Brewers weekends back on your schedule when the Crew take on the Nationals April 10th through the 12th. Collect a new Mish trading card bobblehead for the first 25,000 fans on Saturday the 11th, courtesy of Toyota. Then reserve Sunday for a full day of family fun. Kids can run the bases, get autographs, and the first 5,000 kids get a Brewers wiffle ball set, courtesy of Joy. Plus, it's a kids cheer free Sunday. Grab your seat at brewers.com/tickets.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Don't miss the deadline. File by 4/15. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts.
Progressive knows you want to get away, but not like too away. You crave the unknown, but also charcuterie boards with 4 types of cheese. And that's exactly why you bought an RV and bundled it with Progressive, because 24/7 protection is one luxury you'll never have to give up. So go ahead, explore the wilderness, all from the comfort of your zero-gravity camp chair. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurance. Not available in all states or situations.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit maplehillgolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we believe in doing things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else when you can find the same trusted products you want and need at unbeatable farm and fleet prices? Right now, save on Livingston vegetable and flower seeds, 25% off MSRP, and get doorbuster pricing on Scott's Turf Builder with Halt's Crabgrass Preventer, $69.99. Rewards members save an extra $10. Find value this spring so you can do your thing. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Before we bid farewell and have lunch here at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford, I heard a little birdie tell me that you did, in fact, settle upon the fajitas, which you can smell with your ears.
I did get fajitas, yeah.
Was it? What did you come in with that as your plan, or
I did
were
not.
you influenced by the?
No, I was influenced.
Smell and the sizzle.
You heard them, which meant you could
the
smell
sizzle
them.
sold me.
Well, we have the Brewers coming up next.
Stick around and watch it here.
You can. It will be on lots of the TVs. I'm guessing it'll be. I have to go into the sports book.
Fenway Park
you
at the
always
Hard
get all
Rock.
the information for me, so I have not set foot in there. We'll do that after lunch. That is it for us today. Thanks to Hard Rock Casino Rockford for being such a great host. I think there are probably people eating lunch that are like, who the hell are these guys and why are they here? The good news for them is that they can enjoy their lunch in peace because we're going to be done. We'll be dining with them. Jesse, can anything happen today in that Brewers game at Fenway Park that makes you feel better, worse about your over-under selection on their wins?
Win. One step closer to the ultimate goal.
Seemed that you were second-guessing because they lost yesterday.
If they can start 9-3 in their first 12 games, that's a heck of a start to a season. If they can win each of the 4 first series of the year, coming back, playing the Nationals over the weekend. So let's get a nice win today and day off tomorrow. That'd be a good way to go about it.
We will see if they get it done. That's it for us today. Thanks again to everybody here at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Thanks to all of our teammates. Thanks to Brian Bulaga. And thanks to you for coming along for the ride with us. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
It's time for the Milwaukee Baseball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirits deals in town. Located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action.
The Brewers got it done on the road, taking 2 out of 3 games from the Kansas City Royals over the weekend. Gary Sanchez got the offense going in the rubber match, launching his 3rd home run of the year to put the Brewers up 3-0.
And Sanchez, a blast to left. Lofton's back. Track. Bye-bye baseball. The Kraken goes deep, and the Brewers lead it 3-0.
The Crew would go on to win by a final score of 8-5. Up next, the Brewers head to Fenway Park for a 3-game set against the Boston Red Sox. I'm Will Summers.
This has been the Milwaukee Baseball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle Brust and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Your difference is here.
Earlier on the show, longtime golf writer Alan Shipnuck. Coming up, Basketball Hall of Famer Chris Webber. Plus, your phone calls, latest news, and more. And now, it's Rich Eisen.
Hour number 2 of the Rich Eisen Show is on the air. Chris Webber, C-Web, as he's affectionately known, my Basketball Hall of Fame friend and the University of Michigan fellow fan, is going to be joining us in about 20 minutes' time.